All right, here we go. The mighty return of Juelz Santana of the mighty Dipset. Welcome back.
Hey, what up, Vlad?
Oh, man, it has been so long.
Oh,
I actually counted. It's been 9 years since our last interview.
Yeah?
But more importantly,
I thought it was over 10 years. I said, man, Vlad don't fuck with me no more, man. You know what's going on? What I did to Vlad, man, Vlad don't fuck with me no more, man. I see it, man. I'm like, damn, we had a history, man. We go back, Vlad. Like, sheesh.
We go back. In fact, our first interview was 13 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was one of the first VladTV interviews back in 2008, when I was holding the camera. Remember at your New Jersey studio?
You might have started with me, man. We might have, you know what I'm saying? Like,
car motors is V8s, V12s. Them 6 cylinders we leave for the females. They go and tell, we show and tell the details. You missing your proof like D12. But shout to Eminem in D12. He's well. When God calls, he yells.
I know a lot. I know the era of just the whole wave of just filming stuff and putting out this content type of thing. I was a big influence, you know what I mean? Started kind of like with Smack. That was like the first DVD, you know what I'm saying, put out. And, you know, always giving people a shot. And you was definitely one of those guys. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy I could be a part of the, you know, the groundbreaking Vlad, you know what I mean? Transformation to see where you at right now, you know what I mean? But congratulations to you too, though, Vlad, for, you know, keeping this thing running so long. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. That means a lot coming from somebody like yourself.
For real.
That definitely means a lot.
No.
Well, we've done other interviews before, but I really want to get your whole story this time.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. I want to start in the very beginning.
I ain't ducking nothing, baby. Shoot.
1982, Harlem, New York.
Yes.
What was it like to grow up in Harlem in the 90s?
Oh, man. Harlem in the 90s, man. Harlem was a beautiful place, man. The energy in Harlem was terrific. Was awesome. Was above and beyond anything you'll ever see nowadays or you'll get out here. You know what I'm saying? And Harlem, I don't know, like, Harlem was such a small place, but it was such a big place. And I say that because the influence and the impact that we've had on just not only hip-hop culture, not only black culture, but just culture, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in them days, everything was moving through Harlem. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't get access to the things. It's like you had to drive to Harlem to get certain things. You know what I'm saying? Or to feel like you was a part of this culture for real. And it was a beautiful time, you know. Drug dealing was of course a bad thing. It was something that, you know, but it shaped us, man. It kind of groomed us and made us who we are, seeing these drug dealers, seeing the fast life, you know what I mean, the fly cars, you know what I mean? And as far as our aura, Harlem, we always wanted to outdo each other and be the first one. So with that aura and along with the energy that was going on in Harlem at the time, it just made that like the place to be. It was crazy, man. I couldn't imagine growing up nowhere else besides Harlem, especially in that day and age, man. Like, or the clubs that was popping, like, you know what I'm saying? It was, come on, man.
Well, one of your parents is black and one of them is Dominican?
Well, no, actually both of my parents, I always say I got Dominican in me because it's like my godmother, she's Dominican and she kind of like raised me. She lived in my house. She named me. That's like kind of, people don't know my name Juelz. That comes from my middle name, Juju. Juju comes from her. That's a Spanish nickname that I got coming up. You know what I'm saying? And short of Juju, they call me Ju. And short of my real name, which is Laron, they call me Els. So I put those together. You know what I'm saying? And you got Juelz. But she was a big influence in my life. She lived with me till I was about maybe about 6 years old with me and my mom in the house. Then she went back to DR. So that's where I kind of get that from. But both my parents were definitely black.
Okay, got it. So you're growing up in Harlem, and I guess you started rapping at 5 years old?
5? Nah, I don't think it was 5, man. I don't know, man, if it was 5. Definitely wasn't 5.
Okay. How young did you actually start rapping?
When I started rapping, I think I started rapping around the age of 13, 14, just playing around with it, nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Nitpicking.
Okay. Because was it around that time that you formed Draft Pick, the duo?
Okay. So let me tell you about Draft Pick. Draft Pick was a group I had, you know, a situation I was in before I met Cam and got with the Diplomats and that whole, this whole thing of ours that y'all know today, the mighty, mighty Dipset. I was in a situation and we were called the Draft Picks. It was me and my partner, Malik. Malik, that's my brother to this day. Shout out to Malik. Mo Better, what's good, baby? But he actually kind of taught me how to rap you could say he taught me how to rap. Like I knew how to do certain things, but he was in a group in the hood that was called Brigade. And they were popping in the hood. They were like the hood group doing all the talent shows and shit, ripping it, tearing it down. I was like, oh man, these niggas dope. They look like they gonna pop. They look like they gonna blow. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know what I mean, listening, but still writing, just watching them go on their talent shows. Me and Malik was real cool. I was cool with some other guys in the group. Long story short, they falling out. You know what I'm saying? Me and Malik had a already little brotherhood. So he like, yo, man, let's be a group to me. And for me, I was like, wow, because I looked at him like he was like the dopest dude in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Rapping. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know if you know how that is, but it's like, I'm like, you want to be in a group with me? I'm thinking I'm like the, you know what I mean? I ain't really all that good. So he's like, nah, you know? And he kind of just helped me. And I just got better. And we formed a group called Draft Pick. And we actually had a deal. We were signed to Priority Records, man. Me and Malik was signed to Priority Records. That's it's more of a West Coast based label. You know what I'm saying? They had Ice Cube at the time. You know what I'm saying? They probably still got Ice Cube, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we had that little situation. That was my little Draft Pick days. But shout out to my brother Mo Better. He's still my brother for life, you know what I mean?
Well, didn't you guys perform at the Apollo?
Yeah, we performed at the Apollo about 4 times. We won. We won 3 times and then we lost the 4th time. You know what I mean? But we made it to like the, I don't know what, the semifinals, I think. We tore it down. And that's winning at the Apollo for a rap group at that time, not getting booed. I wasn't Juelz Santana. People ain't know who the fuck I was. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Sandman was coming out quick. They was quick to boo you, throw some shit at you in the motherfucking Apollo. So, you know, for us to win 3 weeks in a row, we was all right, you know what I'm saying? And plus, one thing about us, we always knew how to put a decent show together. You know what I'm saying? So we knew, being the new group as rappers, you always got to kind of do something a little bit different. Well, that's what we did as a rap group to kind of like set yourself apart or stand out. Because it's like, you know, you go to talent shows, 50 guys on stage, what the fuck? They just rapping. Everybody just rapping. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to, besides the people who got the music, that's how you set your part of self aside from what the fuck is going on. So me and my partner used to have this thing to where he would act like I messed up or I would act like he messed up during the show. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, what the fuck you doing, man? What you messing up the show, man? I don't even want to be in a group with you no more. You trash, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And we would do like this whole battle thing on the stage. Like, what? You ain't even nice. I don't even know why I got in a group with you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what? And we just start battling each other right there on the stage. Like, and that will always get the crowd hype. It was a dope, you know, thing to do for a new group to get the crowd's attention when they just looking at you like. So for all y'all out there, if you really know how to rap, that might be a good thing for you to do, you know what I mean? If you out there to get the crowd's attention because they listening to your song, but if you could really cut that beat off and spit some bars, might be a nice little trick I threw up in the air for you. Try it, you know what I mean? See how it work out.
Okay, so Draft Pick gets signed to Priority, and you guys actually put out a single,
yes,
called "Play Rough" featuring Memphis Bleek and Tracy Lee.
We definitely did. That's fucking crazy, Vlad. You be doing homework. You Brad be digging in the crates, boy. You was a mean crate digger, Vlad. Yeah, we definitely did. It's a dope record too. Me, Memphis Bleek, Tracy Lee, and my partner Malik. Well, we Draft Pick, so. And I think one of Memphis Bleek peoples is on there, a dude named T.I. Well, no?
I'm not sure. I just saw Tracy Lee and Memphis Bleek.
You right, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, because remember, Tracy Lee had songs, I think, with Biggie back then.
No, Tracy Lee was dope, man. Tracy Lee was super hot. Memphis Bleak was, Memphis Bleak was hot. You know what I mean? Down with Roc-A-Fella. It's crazy because our manager at the time, the guy that was managing Draft Pick, he had some ties with Roc-A-Fella just through the streets. You know what I'm saying? One of the guys that was managing me and my partner, he was getting money. You know how they got the guy that's getting money, he's managing this local artist. And he was the one who actually kind of took us in for us to get that whole Memphis Bleak Roc-A-Fella feature. We were kind of, we was moving around in that whole facility. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't want to give us the money we wanted at the time. And they had a whole roster. So that's why we didn't go to Roc-A-Fella. You know what I mean? But Priority wound up being the wrong thing to do because it was just like a whole shit show over there. Them being a West Coast based label, you know what I mean? So much East Coast, West Coast drama going on at the time. Like us being like this new group, like we ain't really have no, you know what I mean? No reason for them to really be paying attention to us. They got Ice Cube, they got Dub C, they got the West Coast connection. Like we just got lost all the way in the sauce. Like we were just up there like sitting ducks, just kind of like signed to a label now, just waiting to get off the label. That it was one of those type of situations, you know what I mean? So, but
Yeah, I think Master P was over there too. He signed that huge distribution deal.
Master P was over there.
There was a lot of money already flowing into there. So I guess two teenagers from New York probably aren't a big priority at the time.
It seemed dope because it was like, yo, like you said, this big, they were a huge label. Priority was almost like where the Def Jam was. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a huge label. So we were like, we got this huge fucking deal, but we were kids. Like I said, I met Cam and came out with Cam when I was fucking 16, 17. You know what I mean? So you gotta think, this is around the time where I was really 15, 14. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I was really just young. We didn't even think that far to say, oh, this is a West Coast based label, man. We gonna have to be doing shit on the West Coast. It's beef going on with D. We ain't even think that far ahead to really even, we just like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, we got a deal. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. I mean, that's how that shit went. Word.
Okay, so you had that deal and ultimately it didn't work out.
Of course not.
So now you're back on the grind again.
Yeah.
Now, 15, 16 years old, living in Harlem. I remember you did an interview, I think it might have been the Mike Tyson interview, where you said that in Harlem you were raised to be natural-born predators.
Yeah.
During that time, did you get mixed up in the streets, or were you really just more or less a good kid?
Nah, of course. I was mixed up in the streets. I was kind of like that kid that, so I'm the baby of 4 boys. You see what I'm saying? 4 older brothers raised in the middle of Harlem. So, to no choice. It was inevitable but to get caught up in the streets, My pops was caught up in the streets, That's why he wasn't really there to kind of take care of me the way, I knew he wanted to and I knew he could have and he would have, you know what I'm saying, if he wouldn't have got caught up in the streets, you know what I'm saying? The way he got caught up in the streets, I mean, God bless his soul. But yeah, I got caught up, man. Just doing dumb shit, being a knucklehead, wanting to follow the trends, everything that was going on, drinking, smoking, you know what I'm saying? Started smoking early, started hustling, of course, hustling weed. Then that led to me hustling, a little bit more heavier things, items, you know what I'm saying? Paraphernalia, as they call it. I started going up to Syracuse. Get money up there. I was always trying to get more money. I wasn't really too much of the hand-to-hand kind of guy because I was always looking for a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So and then I'm from up the hill. Down the hill is a lot of like hand-to-hand action. If you see how Harlem is broken down the hill is like a lot of big buildings. Up the hill is more like, I'm from Broadway, Amsterdam. That's a lot of weight. You know what I mean? Jay-Z, I'm the CEO of the Coke on Broadway. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. That's where I was from, Amsterdam, where a lot of weight is sold. So I was you could come to me and kind of get some large quantities and I could make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So, at the time, too, going up Syracuse, which was 3 hours away, same gram that was going for $35 up here in New York was going for $100 up there in Syracuse. You understand what I'm saying? So take that little trip up there and get to it. So definitely got caught up getting money, and I ain't get locked up though. I never got locked up. Only charge I got caught as a youngin' was just some smoking weed charges. You know what I mean? Before weed was all fucked up and they was locking niggas up for blunt stealing and shit like that. But I managed to, unscathed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not getting locked up is one thing, but in that game comes a lot of issues and problems and ripoffs and, junkies and, a lot of shit comes with it. What do you think was the worst experience in that era that you went through personally?
One of the worst experiences was almost getting locked up. All right, I'm gonna tell you about. We was on the highway, me and my man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna mention no names or nothing. It should be weird because it's like, whatever. So we was on the highway and the car starts. It's getting gas, but it's not giving gas. It's getting gas, but it's not giving gas, and it's slowing up in the highway. Mind you, we like, what the fuck? Basically, the car stops in the middle of the highway, bro. We got about a half a brick of cooked up, not even like powder. We got cooked up rock crack. You understand what I'm saying? That's like fucking 30 years in jail, bro. Driving it up to fucking Syracuse, bro, like, you're bugging. So, make a long story short, our dumbasses, this is the first time doing this, put the shit inside. We popped the hood and put the shit in the AC vent. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Now, I'm telling y'all now because don't do it. So I'm telling y'all now before y'all, I'm not telling y'all because it was obviously a stupid idea. That's why I'm able to let y'all know and tell y'all fucking don't do it. So I don't want to hear, oh, yes, no, nigga, don't do it. So we put the shit in the AC vent, you know what I'm saying? And the AC vent, we didn't know that's where the suction for the AC is coming into the car. So make a long story short, the shit must have clogged up the AC hole, stopped the suction from coming into the car. You understand what I'm saying? And it also must have stopped the circulation from giving the shit gas. So now we stuck on the middle of the highway with this shit. And mind you, the reason we're stopped is because of this problem. So police pull us over. I don't know, by the grace of God. And what do? They pop our hood. Now we here, got the joint. So I'm like, oh, we fucked. I'm done. Like, oh, man. I don't know what happened, bro. Like, something happened to where he didn't open the actual piece to where the actual shit was at. And he just said, yo, man, if y'all get the car started, just push it over there. It's a Petco or whatever them car joints, AutoZone or some shit over there. And you should be all right. I'm like, whatever you say, officer, yeah, we gonna push that shit. I don't care. We don't need no help. So that's how that story went. But I got robbed. I didn't get robbed. The house we got got robbed. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanna, that was of course a situation we went through. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, it was whatever, man. You know what I mean? Shit that happens. I don't ever really like to talk about that stuff too much because it's like, it's the normal shit that happens and street shit. So it's, sometimes niggas be telling these stories and like you bragging or you like trying to tell, it's what it is. Kind of like the normal street shit that took place, as a young kid getting to it. You know what I mean? No, I wasn't the biggest hustler in the world. You know what I'm saying? I got to the money, you know what I mean, and tried to figure it out in the meantime, between time of me trying to become a superstar and something, chasing something more than just the streets. And I'm just happy and blessed that God gave me vision and sight to see that, you know what I'm saying? See that it was more than just the corner. It was more than just, I always had that in my head, bro. Like I always had it like, I'm not gonna be doing this. Like I always was the nigga trying to go outside the hood, you know what I'm saying? Trying to venture out, you know what I'm saying? And be in places outside of my hood all the time. You know what I'm saying? I was never really, as much as I was on the block, any chance I got to get off the block, I was getting off the block. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was going out of town to get money, whether it was going to see a girl, whatever the fuck it was, you know what I'm saying? But mostly to get money. I'm busting moves. You understand what I'm saying? So, I was always just kind of like next level with this shit, Vlad, for real. You know what I mean? Until we meet in Cam.
Well, I mean, you're growing up in Harlem, and you have these big figures in Harlem:
Yeah,
Rich Porter, AZ Faisan, Alpo Martinez. They were, I mean, you were still a kid when these guys were in full swing. I think Rich Porter got killed in 1990.
Yeah, for sure.
So I assume you didn't know these guys, but the figures were very big in Harlem,
yeah,
right?
I ain't know Rich. I never, of course, met Rich personally. I ain't see Poe. He was kind of locked up. AZ is right down the hill. I've seen AZ. Me, I was in the studio. I actually did a song with AZ, Faison. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, you know, we cool. Like my actual block is 153rd Street between St. Nicholas and Amsterdam. That's where I was born and raised. AZ, you don't know if you know, he's right there, 140, between 145th and 141st. I don't want to get to somewhere around that area. And St. Nicholas, you know what I'm saying? That's where and he's still, I don't know about to this day, because I haven't been over there, I've been in Drip, but not too long ago, he would always kind of still be out there, you know what I'm saying? And when I say not too long ago, I still mean years ago, but A still play Harlem just like I still play Harlem. A is still loved and welcome in Harlem the same way I'm still loved and welcome in Harlem. So you definitely still likely to spot him. You know what I'm saying? We used to park our cars too at the same little garage on 155th Street. And you know, I said 55th Street, already we home. Now let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little parking garage over there. And then that was like where we used to meet up before they tore the parking garage down to go to our shows and shit. So, but yeah, shout out to AZ, man. Harlem was just crazy though. Like growing up in Harlem at that time, it was like, it's unexplainable. You literally had to be there to see it. You know what I'm saying? To really get the full-on experience and explain. You gotta look at it like this, bro. Look how many fucking movies was made just on Harlem. Not New York City, Harlem.
Yep.
Let's count real quick. Hoodlum, based in Harlem. Harlem Nights, based in Harlem. New Jack City, based in Harlem. Fucking Sugar Hill, based in Harlem. Come on, give me some.
Paid in full.
Huh?
Paid in full.
Paid in Full, based in Harlem. Above the Rim, based in Harlem. And I'm missing a couple more, bro. I know I'm missing a couple more. That's like 6 movies we're a borough in New York City, my nigga. We a borough inside New York City, bro. That gave off that
American Gangster, Malcolm X.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Jungle Fever.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
right.
It's like
Use that
Harlem's like a
computer.
character
Use
in
that
and of itself.
computer, man. Look it up, Vlad. Let me know. Nah, you right, man. It's crazy. Like, what I'm saying is, look how much energy came from that small little area, that small little place, bro. So, imagine with a kid living in that area where you see all these movies, these legendary stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't. Some of those stories were before my time. I'm not gonna say after my, but before my time. But I've seen everything like this, but right there, firsthand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm sure it's like this in a lot of these towns, man. A lot of kids are seeing some crazy, wild stuff, but Harlem was different, man. Harlem was different. It's changed a lot, though. Harlem is not the same, though. I can also say that, too, man. It's not the same as it was.
So, Crips and Bloods were an LA thing to begin with.
That's right.
But by the time the 1990s rolled around, early, mid-90s, that's when dudes started getting locked up in New York and started establishing Bloods, like the East Coast Bloods.
On the Island.
In New York, with Harlem being one of the epicenters.
No, it's happened on the Island, on Rikers Island. That's
right.
You know what I mean? We kind of started on the East Coast. But go ahead. What's the actual question you wanted to?
Well, because you've always had gangs, period. You've always had neighborhoods, you've had projects.
I mean, you know what's up. We've been affiliated with the Red Team for, you know what I mean? We kind of like a big influence in the region, you know what I mean, for a lot of stuff. And just, I don't like to say it, but just, bringing that culture and putting that culture on the forefront in New York City. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not gonna say definitely not proud of it, but you know what I mean? It came from a part of that growing up, that upbringing that we came from, and just being young, wild, and living life and experiencing things and going through things, and us being Harlem, what I say, we always want to be the first to do things, trendsetters. So, you know what I mean? No, we weren't the first, but we were kind of like the first to do it and bring it to Harlem on some hip hop shit. You dig what I'm saying? We were the first to do that. And that's a fact.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? So, and we did it like we do everything else, Vlad. We did it on a professional level. We did it on a high level. We did it on a level to where people gonna see it, they're gonna notice it, they're gonna wanna do it, just like everything else we do. So, you know, it was a bad thing that you know, we was there. That's all we was there, man. We was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We was there.
Well, no, I mean, you're right. Dipset was the first crew. I mean, because I grew up in the West Coast, right? So for me, Crips and Bloods was always an LA thing. And that was Dipset, you know, with Red Rags was the first time I seen someone outside of LA rep that. And it was like, oh shit. Like it kind of blew my mind in a way when I saw it.
Yeah, nah.
And then, I mean, now you see it everywhere. Now you see it in every city, other countries, and so forth. But you guys were the first, I think, non-LA group that really said, hey, this is what we're doing now.
Turned into a circus. Now it's just it's a circus. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a circus now, Vlad. I don't even.
Well, 1998, your cousin Tobe was riding around with Cameron.
Yeah.
And Cameron fell asleep.
Yeah.
And he took that opportunity to actually bring him over and introduce you guys.
Yeah. So
now, but before I go on, by this time, Cameron already dropped his first album?
Yep.
Okay.
What was that? Confessions of Fire.
Yeah, Confessions of Fire, exactly.
Confessions of Fire was already out. He was working on the second album, I do believe. Yeah, because that was the album I wound up getting on. So, you said it. My man was sleeping in the car with my cousin Tobe. He decided, he had been telling Cam about me and shit, but you know, Cam just being busy and just, him telling Cam, yo, you gotta hear him, Cam telling him, all right, I'm gonna get around to hearing it. You know what I'm saying? He brought him to the block. One time he was driving Cam while he was sleeping, he brought him to the block. Cam pulled up, they pulled up, called me downstairs, like, come down right now. I got Cam in the fucking car, come down. My partner, which was Draft Pick, and tell you how that kind of like. So my partner, he wasn't at the house at this time. Now, mind you, his grandfather died. So he was like my brother. So we actually took him on and he moved in with me. You understand what I'm saying? So not only were we partners in what we were doing, I mean, musically, but he was living with me. You know what I mean? And because his grandfather has passed away. So when Tobe called me down to come rap for Cam, he actually wasn't in the crib. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was out. You know what I'm saying? So Tobe called me down. I come downstairs, start rapping, going crazy. Cam is like, mind you, I'm in the backseat of his car. You know what I mean? So I'm rapping. He's just waking up. This is his life. So the whole aura he's giving off is kind of like, he looks at Tobe like, what the fuck is you, where am I at? Who is this little bastard in my car? And why you got me here? I mean, he just like, go. I just start rapping. Boom, 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 killing it. I wish I remembered that fucking rhyme. If you would have told, see, that would have been good. If you'd have prepped me, but it's not good to be prepped, but that would have been good. I'd have tried to remember that rhyme. That would have been dope to spit that rhyme. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll try to figure that out, and I'm going to come back and give you that one. The rhyme I spit. The rhyme I spit for Killer. You know what I'm saying? I know I got it somewhere, too. But make a long story short, bodied it. I ain't know if Killer really fucked with me because he was dead tired, dead sleeping. He ain't really give me no feedback, no energy. You know what I'm saying? Week went by, 2 weeks went by. My cousin called me like, yo, he wants you to come down to the studio. I'm like, yo, you bullshitting. Like, nah, come down. I went down to the studio, Jim getting his hair braided. Got these broads, project bitches. Jim had some project bitches in there. Real braiding his hair. You know what I'm saying? Zeke, Fat Sean, God bless, was there. Make a long story short, Killer, go, get him. Start going. Firing. So everybody loving it. You know what I mean? Jim kind of like being Jim, giving that like, you know what I'm saying? That aura like, yeah, shorty, all right, you know what I'm saying? Shorty, you know what I'm saying? Zeke like going crazy. Oh my God, Killer, we got him. Oh. That day though, I wound up being on 2 songs on Cam's next album, which is Sports, Drugs, Entertainment, SDE, and All the Chickens Go Cluck. And from there, it was history. Made history, man. Diplomat was formed, born, and in full effect. You know what I'm saying? Ready to purge on the world after that. You know what I'm saying? It was purge time after that. You know what I'm saying? Time to
Okay,
kill.
so that was I think 1998 when you guys met.
I'm bad with dates, and so I ain't even gonna go to. I mean, you'll know better
Around
than
that
me
time.
when it comes. I mean,
Around that time. Well, that next year, 1999, Big L gets killed. Did you know Big L at all?
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't have a relationship with Big L, but I knew Big L. Yeah,
I mean, that was such a big figure in
Definitely.
Harlem, and I felt like he was that dude that was always kind of on the verge and right about to
Yeah.
do something. I think Roc-A-Fella was like in the process of trying to sign him during that
Yeah.
time, and and Cam had Children of the Corn in a group with Big
Yeah.
L,
Children of the
along
Corn.
with
It was him, Bloodshed. It was him, Bloodshed,
and Bloodshed,
and
exactly, and Mace, of course.
and Mace. Yep, for sure. You know.
When you found out that L got killed, how big of an effect was that in Harlem?
Oh, it was like that was dope, man. But it was a lot of stuff going on in Harlem too at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was getting a little older. I was already a little more active. I was already hearing a lot of shit going on in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? God bless El Soto, man. He definitely deserved that. But El, yeah, that definitely fucked Harlem up though. But it was like I said, the energy and like it was things going on. Like how you hear stories about certain shit, you know what I mean? Certain people. So you heard certain things going on in Harlem. That's all I'm gonna say. But besides that, Skate Key was right there. Skate Key was fucking the shit going on. You know what I mean? I remember days I used to walk back across the bridge from the Skate Key because it was right across that bridge. I think it was the 31 bridges over there in Harlem. You go across, you in the Bronx, Skate Key right there. But walking back across that bridge, that was really like the day you had to be a tough or real or respected or just somebody walk across that bridge and really be safe. L will always though be because once you get across the bridge, it's like 130. I forgot exactly what streets right there though. L will always be standing out there. That was a solid dude, man. Good dude. You know what I mean, never had no run-ins or nothing like that with him. Like I said, I didn't have a personal relationship with him. I wish I would have got to. I wish I would have got to do some music with him. Would have loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do some music with L.
Yeah, rest in peace, Big L, man. One of the best that ever did it, quite
Super.
honestly. Who never got to reach his potential, unfortunately.
Harlem legend for sure.
Harlem legend. Agreed.
That's a big fact.
Okay, so
Big Izzy.
you start doing songs with Cam, and What Means the World to You, was that the first one of the first songs you did?
No, the first songs I did was the song that was on his album SDE, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment, which is Chickens Go Cluck. That cluck.
Right, all the chickens and Double Up.
And Double
right?
Up, yo. Yeah. And then What Means the World to You came after that. I actually wasn't on What Means the World to You, but I wrote the verse for the girl that was on What Means the World to You. Kima. It's a girl named Kima on that record. I wrote her verse. And we was just working. Cam wasn't in a good position at that time. I mean, he was on Epic Records. His deal had went bad with what was it, Entertainment? You know what I'm saying? So Cam was on Epic Records. We was still figuring shit out, but I was loyal. You know what I'm saying? I was never in my mind. I was planning on doing something or going another direction. I was just like, damn, let's figure it out. So I was with Cam for about a year and a half. We was doing dope shit, like putting music out and establishing what became a solid foundation for us, which the groundwork that we needed. But at the time, it just seemed like we was just like stagnated. You know what I'm saying? But that really wasn't the case. And once Cam got off Epic Records and got with Dame, you know what I'm saying? See what happened.
Right.
See what
and that
happened.
brings us into 2001 when Cam signs to Roc-A-Fella. And he starts working on his third album, Come Home With Me.
Yeah. That classic. So yeah,
Classic.
we went to Roc-A-Fella. Cam started working on that Come Home With Me right away. Once we got out, Cam started working on that. We got Old Boy Old Boy wasn't part of me. Some speeding. Old Boy wasn't cracking yet. We get there. we working on the project, figuring things out. It's tension over there too, but we ain't give a fuck. We was just there to work, and we had new breath of fresh air, life. Well, Cam, you know what I'm saying? And we all felt like that, even though I ain't have a deal at this time, because I was still unsigned. I was just kind of like running with Cam, but it was like, woo, he with Roc-A-Fella. We could kind of like Roc-A-Fella pop it. We like, all we got to do is just show our ass and we gonna win. And that's what we did. We went over there, took control of the situation. No disrespect to nobody. I don't know, sometimes we be talking. We all men, we all got egos, but we also competitive. So, nothing we saying is untrue. We went over there and we showed our ass. We took control of the situation. We worked hard and we put out a lot of good music, you know what I'm saying? And long and behold, the Diplomats is, you know what I'm saying? Legendary. And you already know.
Right. So
Them unfuckwittable boys, you heard?
Yep. Well, that first album, the third album, but the first album on Roc-A-Fella comes out, Come Home With Me.
Yeah.
And Oh Boy comes out featuring you. And I felt at that point the world got introduced to Juelz.
No, that's a fact. The world, the broad world, the big world, because I was killing the streets and the underground scene for a little minute. And from the draft pick days to people that really just leading up to me getting with Cam and just, doing, God bless K. Slay, man. Oh, man. God bless K. Slay, but
yeah,
that was one
rest
of the
in peace, K. Slay.
K. Slay put me on. Not only was I on, as soon as I got with Cam, he was the first DJ to put me on his mixtape. I was on K. Slay's mixtape with Draft Pick. That's how long K been showing love. So man, God bless K. Slay Soul. We love you, man. Definitely going too soon.
Yeah, that was a big loss for us, man. I knew him pretty well also. Sad. Okay, well, that album was huge.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned Oh Boy, but then there was Hey Ma.
Hey Ma came out and it's like striking gold in the same place twice, right? Does that happen? That's what that was. It's like, seriously, like, cause to get two records like that back to back on the same album, you know what I'm saying? People barely get one throughout their whole career. You know what I'm saying? Tracks like Oh Boys or Hey Ma. We got two on the same album. And then for me being pretty much, to the world, like that world, the big world, you know what I'm saying, as a new artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this is like, I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, woo! What more could I ask for? Like, seriously, like, it was a beautiful fucking time, man. It was just like, woo.
You're all over that album. You're on Losing Weight Part 2.
Bro, like,
what else? Come Home With Me.
Oh yeah, I was.
Welcome to New York City.
That album was like a only built for Cuban links. You remember how Ray and Ghost, they kind of like tag teamed that album? It was Raekwon's album, but it was really a Ray and Ghost album. Yeah. That album was Cam's album, but it was really a Juelz and Cam's album. You know what I'm saying?
You're also on I Just Wanna.
No, I think I was on about 9 records on the album.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records.
7? Close.
7 out of 15. So like half the album. Right. And you really got to hand it, because a lot of times rappers will sign other rappers, but the original rapper is still trying to get shine, so they're pretty much keeping it all to themselves. Cam is one of these artists I've seen historically take a step back and let the crew really get their shine, on the hot songs.
Cam definitely was a team player, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? Like, like I always say, man, that's why you'll never get me. Of course, we went through a brotherhood, so every brotherhood has ups and downs, and, you know what I'm saying? Merry-go-rounds, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But for the most part, he's been my brother. He's always going to be my brother. He showed me how to eat, showed me how to fish. He didn't just give me a fish, he showed me how to fish. So like I always say, for that, I'm forever grateful, forever. Going to be grateful. And Yeah, at that time, Cam would always put me on. If Cam got a feature, if somebody gave Cam a feature, they may not have asked for Juelz, but he would make sure I put a verse on it anyway. And it'd be like, fuck it, if they keep it, they keep it. Don't matter who it was. It could have been from the smallest artist to fucking Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? He was always pushing, you know what I'm saying, for me. Especially like when I first came along, it was just like everything was just, you know what I'm saying? Juelz, so.
Well, after Come Home With Me blows up and it goes platinum, is that when you signed your solo deal with Roc-A-Fella / Diplomats?
Yeah. Yep. So we had the mixtape. I'm trying to figure out if the album dropped. I think I signed my deal before the album came out. Because mind you, albums come out in the midst. So Old Boy was popping crazy on the radio. We had our mixtape out, you know what I'm saying? We was killing the street. The buzz was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So that time I was just in a fucking bidding war, Vlad. I was just trying to figure out who's gonna give me the most money. You know what I'm saying? Well, Cam, because he was doing the business, trying to figure out who he gonna get the most money for. You know what I mean? My thing was just like, well, if y'all sign me, let's get a Diplomat deal, kind of like, you know what I mean? These guys signed Jimmy and I mean, that's how we gotta do it. So I played ball when it came to that. Like, I didn't just say, yo, if y'all give Juelz a deal, I made sure, you know, it's like when Cam went to fight, he fought for all of us. It was like, all right, you give Juelz, y'all can have Juelz, but y'all gotta give us a deal for Diplomats, everybody as well. You know what I'm saying? So it all worked out.
Okay, so now you guys are established at Roc-A-Fella.
Yeah.
And that next year, 2002, that's when Kanye joins Roc-A-Fella. Officially. He was already producing, but he becomes an artist,
as an artist
on Roc-A-Fella.
Yeah.
As an artist, as a rapper.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did you and Kanye have a relationship during that time at all or no?
Kanye always been cool. We did have a relationship. Kind of had a relationship with everybody on the rock. You know what I mean? It was one big studio. Even if people weren't super cool, everybody knew each other. Everybody spoke to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Baseline was a studio. It was like on 23rd Street. All the artists that was on Roc-A-Fella was going through there. Whoever you are. I had like 3 studio rooms in there. I mean, Just Blaze. So everybody from State Property to Kanye to like Just Blaze to Jay-Z. We all ran into each other. We all spoke. You know what I mean? Like I said, to some degree, had a relationship to some degree. Some was better than others. Some was like, you know, whatever. I mean, but we all, and yeah, we seen Kanye a lot. He was playing beats. So Kanye was always shopping his beats before he became an artist. So he was always in there playing beats for whoever he could play beats for, trying to get his shit's placed. You know what I'm saying? Kanye ain't give a fuck. He ain't had no shame in his game. And I mean, you could see that from a lot of the footage that goes out. Even old school footage, Kanye always just pushing forward, whatever he doing, just trying to show the world what he got. You know what I'm saying? He always kind of been like that. He ain't never changed. So, I mean, now he just got $1 billion, so it just makes it more aggressive, more like, more intense when he's doing the shit he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember I met Kanye, I think around 2004. He was in the studio. He was working on a Common's album. And let me tell you, the Kanye,
Common Sense, yeah, okay.
Common Sense, yeah. So he was working on Common's album. We were all in the studio together. I interviewed him at that studio. And I remember when we were just hanging out and talking, the Kanye that you see today saying the outlandish stuff was exactly the Kanye you saw back then. Yeah. And this was before he had a hit single.
Yeah. Nah, he always been that cocky, arrogant, flamboyant, you know, guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Well, in that same year, the Paid in Full movie drops with Cameron having a lead role, and Dame Dash being one of the executive producers.
You mean Killer Season, right?
No, I'm talking about Paid in Full.
Okay, cool. Cause you said Cam having the lead role.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, Cameron had one of the lead roles in Paid in Full.
Yeah, I heard
he played Alpo.
No, I thought you said me. I was about to say, nah, I wasn't in Paid in Full.
Nah,
Cameron.
No,
that's
but this is once again a great look for Dipset, because here you got this major movie with Cameron playing a major role.
Shit was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of Harlem, Cam playing Alpo. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we wish he would have got Rich Porter part, but you know, he played Alpo. He killed it. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. It was dope. I was there for every day. Like I was with Cam. You know, I was like his road dog. So I was on set the whole time. I got to watch that whole movie be filmed, which was definitely a dope experience. Just, you know, coming up as a kid, being able to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, how did you feel years later when Alpo, who did all that dirt in Harlem, you know, and told on everyone, admitted to a bunch of murders, came home, started hanging out in Harlem again, and then ends up getting killed over just a road rage situation in Harlem once again?
Yeah, this shit is all in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did I feel about him coming home, being like, I didn't really have no feeling towards it. You know what I'm saying? The situation was a story to me. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I have no vested interest there. You dig what I'm saying? I have my own family. Like, I got love for Rich Porter, but I got love for Rich Porter from a Harlem native type of, you know what I'm saying, legendary standpoint. I don't know, you know what I mean? No disrespect. I don't know him to, you know what I mean? That's why I say I have no vested interest to where it's like, Alpo, I mean, he came home, he did what he did. It was fucked up, it was whack, he was a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like, people know what he did. Like, you know, as a man, you know what's wrong and what's right. I just came home, so you know my situation. You know what I stand on. So at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell y'all what that's about. As far as, yeah, like I have no vested interest to sit there and say, you know, it was a story, like a movie to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just happened to be from in my where I'm from, take place where I'm from. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm. Well, now you guys are in full swing.
I
2003,
guess he got what
Dipset starts putting out mixtape. I think like
what you
4
said,
mixtapes came
2003?
out. I'm sorry?
2003?
2003.
Go
Yep.
ahead.
Yep. You guys are setting the streets on fire, dropping mixtape after mixtape. I think 4 mixtapes comes out, and then the first album, Diplomatic Immunity, drops.
Fucked it up. We fucked the game up. Niggas couldn't fuck with us, Vlad. They still can't fuck with us. They never will be able to fuck with us. That's just a fact. But, you know. Yeah, we was going crazy. It was you know, Dipset mania out there. Like, we were just on the road. They couldn't stop us. And Cam was moving real militant. He was making sure we was in the studio working, putting out them projects. You know what I'm saying? We had a formula. The formula worked, and we knew how to maximize and capitalize off the formula because we created it. You understand what I'm saying? Which was that whole mixtape, beat up the streets, go to different cities and towns. And when I say mixtapes, I don't mean mixtapes overall, because we didn't create mixtapes overall. What we created was individual group artist mixtapes. You always had mixtapes that were like a collaboration of, you know, like Ron G, that's how they started, a whole bunch of just songs that were dope. But for one artist to do that, or one group of artists from, you know what I mean, one pushing the same thing, do that, and it's like, almost like an album, but we were the first ones to do that with K-Slay, and you know what I'm saying? That's just it. It's no, yo, it's G-Unit or them doing it. We did it first. It's not about, the proof is the date on when it happened. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No, it's no real, like, that's when it happened. Yeah.
So, Diplomatic Immunity comes out, number 8 on the Billboard 200. It goes gold. But there was some controversy around a song that you had on that album. It was a leaked version of a song called I Love You.
Mm.
And in that song, you describe yourself as a young Muhammad Atta.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Muhammad Atta was the ringleader of the 9/11 terrorists who crashed the planes. And this came out, I think, slightly after 9/11 actually happened. So people were kind of upset.
Yeah. It was, I think the timing was just bad more than anything. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I stood on what I said at the time. You know, it wasn't like I was running from it. Just like I don't run from everything. I didn't mean it in that sense of, you know, trying to big up a terrorist or, you know, anything. I think, like I said, the time just made it so touchy because it was so close and it just felt like it was insensitive. And I get that. But now shit was a fucking dope ass line. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Shit was hard. Like, come on. But what I was really referring to was just the courage for somebody to do such a fucking crazy, wild ass behavior like that, it takes, I don't care. You like to love something to that degree, to believe in something to that degree is crazy and it's strong and shit. I wish somebody not to do that specific thing, you know what I'm saying? But I wish somebody believed in me or loved me enough to just go that far. Not that far. Part of it, not that far, but I think y'all know what I mean. I was just kind of like insinuating just like for somebody to go so hard for something. That's the comparison I was just making, just to like you would fucking get in the plane and run that shit into a building. Like you love something that like that's strong. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to insinuate. It had nothing to do with the action or the non-level. Only thing I was insinuating in the actual rhyme was the power behind just somebody believing in something that much that they would do something so crazy. It's like, you know, that's the world we live in. And, you know, I just kind of touched on it.
Well, Diplomatic Community comes out, does great. And then your debut album, From Me to You, comes out.
Yeah.
Debuts number 8 on the Billboard 200.
Just like the Diplomat album. That's crazy.
Just like the Diplomat album,
wow.
Exactly.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's dope. See, I learned something today, Vlad.
And Dipset, a.k.a. Santana's Town, comes out as the lead single.
Yeah.
Dipset.
Dipset.
I think you got nominated for being you got nominated for a Grammy on being on Cam's album, right?
Yeah, Oh Boy. We got nominated for Oh Boy.
Right.
We got nominated 2 or 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I know Oh Boy, and I think the next one was my album. I want to say my album or song on my album, but I'm not fully sure. But I know we got nominated for Oh Boy, and I know we got nominated the following year for another record. Shit, I want to say the following year after that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember Dipset showing up to the Grammys.
Come on,
and the fashion was crazy. Like, like the way y'all looked on that red carpet.
Just different.
No one was touching y'all fashion-wise on that red carpet.
Different, but fly for real. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
They know what's up, man. We was just doing it, man. Like, at the end of the day, everywhere we went, fashion show, award shows, clubs, all eyes is on the boys, the guy. You know what I'm saying? They watching, they want to see the drip, they want to see the splash, they want to see the jewels. You know what I mean? They want to see what the boys wearing. They want to know what's the next. They want to know what's the next. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, riding around New York at the time.
You heard?
Listen. Riding around New York at the time, you saw so many baby Juelzes and baby Cams and baby Jims and like the big bandanas, the colorful clothes, the pink that no one else really rocked before Cam really did it.
I ain't gonna front. Cam did that pink.
Yep. You guys were massive trendsetters.
We definitely set the trends for a lot of shit, man. And you know what I mean, whether they give us our credit or not, we know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what's up. Mm-hmm. And they still watch us to this day. We still out here, just gracefully doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things in the works though. Now, moving forward, see, I went to jail, I got a whole new outlook. Now my mind is like so strong. I'm on just capitalizing off all the things I ain't capitalized off. My bossed up business mind is just, that's how I'm on it right now, Vlad. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? Of course, the music, see what I'm doing, just put out a record. But right now, I'm about equity. I'm about to get equity and getting paid for the cold crush. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and we'll get to all that. I just want to go through. There's a lot of things.
Basically, we set the trend. We started that we didn't get to capitalize off of. So it's just about doing that now.
Well, by 2004, Cameron drops his next album, Purple Haze, which is the final album on Roc-A-Fella. Down and Out features Kanye, which I thought was a real standout song on there.
Fire. That was my shit. Down and Out. That was dope. That was a dope ass record.
On this album, on Purple Haze, are you are you on this album at all? Oh yeah, you're on one song, Take Him to Church. Is that it?
Take Him to Church, yep. And I'm on the ain't I on Gangsta Music? Ain't that in Gangsta Music?
Yeah, yeah.
More Gangsta Music.
More Gangsta Music.
More Gangsta Music is on there.
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
But this ends up being the last Dipset project on Roc-A-Fella.
Yeah.
So what led up to the tension to you guys finally leaving Roc-A-Fella?
The tension of us leaving Roc-A-Fella, I mean, the world pretty much saw a lot of the tension that was going on. Jane and Cam never really, I'm not gonna say got along, because that's like a weird word, like never got along. Like we not like kids, like, you know what I'm saying? But they had like a funny relationship, you know what I mean? With them being, they never really clicked and meshed to where it was like, it felt like we were truly Roc-A-Fella artists, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Dame always showed us that love and that, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, like, you know, we were cool, stay poppy. We just never felt like we were like truly welcome over there. Like we felt like the outcasts of the family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we gotta show off. Like we gotta fucking knock the cake over to be, you know what I'm saying? To be seen and heard. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it's like, you know, but I think it worked out. I think it was all in God's plans. And, you know, you got what you got from the situation. And I don't know, man.
Right, because essentially once that split happened, certain artists went with Jay, certain artists went with Dame, and you guys were on the Dame side.
Yeah, if you could say that, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
You could say that.
But you guys didn't actually sign to Dame Dash Music Group.
No, we well, it was weird. Not weird because we all had different situations. I actually wound up staying at Def Jam.
Right.
Jim brokered a deal at Koch Records, which was, you know, Koch was coming up real strong, and you know the numbers was looking real lucrative at that time. You know what I'm saying? The splits and the way they were giving back, it was just numbers that weren't heard of. You know what I mean? So it was like, why not do a deal with Koch Records when you could sell 200,000 and make a couple $1 million from what they were saying at the time, compared to whereas you sell a million records and don't make $200,000. You understand what I'm saying? But then, you know, for me, it was like, I was already on a major label. You know what I'm saying? So to go backwards, I felt like would kind of like hurt me more than it would at that time. You understand what I'm saying? At that time, the game, you know, it wasn't like streaming was going along. It wasn't like the internet was crazy the way you could promote yourself and do things and, I mean, kind of like be your own supplier, networker / label some sort of way. You understand what I'm saying? Like you couldn't, so it was like, I felt like I still wanted that major machine behind me. So I kind of wanted to stick it out with Def Jam. You know what I mean? At the time, instead of not being on Def Jam and going with say a Koch or Asylum Records, I think they had at the time. So that's how that specifically thing worked out. But yeah, everybody kind of broke off and branched off and went their own ways. And what you see is what you get now, I guess, with everybody kind of like some people over there, some people over there, some, I mean, everybody where they at.
Right, because right around that time, Diplomatic Immunity 2 came out. Right?
Yeah, around that, okay. I was waiting for you to say something, but yeah. Yeah.
And you started releasing more songs yourself. I think Mic Check came out first as the first single from your second album.
Yeah, Mic Check was my first single. I paid for that video myself. That was at the time I was just, along with a lot of the trends I was setting just off that you could see in the you know what I mean, with fashion and stuff like that and clothing brand and just swag, all that. I had my own studio. You understand what I'm saying? Young, 20, not even 19, I had my own studio. I had people coming to my studio recording their albums recorded in my studio. My own budget, all that done in my own studio. Not only did I have my own studio, I was paying for videos out of my own pocket. You know what I'm saying? My Mic Check video I paid for out of my pocket because I'm like, why wait for the label? You know what I mean? or I'll get my money back, or I'll just get more money from the label when it's time to hand in my video. Well, right now, I'm gonna pay for it out of my own pocket. I ain't gonna say I started doing these things, but I was doing these things at a time where, you know, it wasn't the norm to be doing these things. You know what I'm saying? I've been pushing the envelope, been that nigga that was just always different, always, you know, always just trying to be going right while everybody going left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Weren't you and Young Jeezy supposed to do a joint project right around
Young
that time?
Jeezy was definitely
the best of both hoods.
Me and Young Jeezy was definitely supposed to do a project, best of both hoods. I don't really know what happened to it, man. Ask Jeezy what happened to it, matter of fact. Fuck that.
Okay.
Jeezy, what happened to the fucking tape? That's the best thing I can say. I don't really know, man. Jeezy,
Yeah.
you know, he took off, of course. And shout out to Jeezy. I mean, me and him still share mutual respect and love relationship. But yeah, he took off, you know what I'm saying? Jeezy, you know what I mean? He was doing his thing. I was doing my thing. We were supposed to do the tape. We did a couple records. We did about 4 records. I mean, that came out on Cruise, but Crew dropped one. A couple of them came out with some mixtapes, but for the most part, they didn't get done. Wayne reached out to me, like, yo, bro, you and Jeezy still doing that mixtape? I'm like, I don't really know. And I mean, I ain't been speaking to Bro lately. You know, he moving around right now. He like, shit, you want to do the shit? Yeah, nigga, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And me and Wayne always had a love and mutual respect, and we just started cooking up. Right after that, not right after that, shortly after that, me and Wayne wound up going on tour together, me, Wayne, and Chris Brown. So all that shit just strengthened our relationship, and it just strengthened the project because we was going to the studio every night. You know what I mean? Wayne renting the studio. We going to the studio, we doing the shows in the daytime or in the evening time, go to the studio at night. Just go crazy in that motherfucker. Go crazy in that motherfucker. And then what came out of that? I can't feel my
face.
You know what I mean? Sheesh.
There you go.
There you
go. And we'll get to all that. We'll get to all that.
Huh?
No, we're gonna get to all that. I'm just trying to follow the timeline because there's so many big events.
Nah, I just do it
you know, you're doing so much important shit that I want to cover it all. Okay, so after Mic Check, that's when There It Go, aka the Whistle Song, came out, which ended up being your biggest solo song ever.
I've never tracked numbers like that to really find this. I don't know. It definitely solo wise, it got that or either the Whistle Song or Postman. Like, oh yes.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'll call it Postman. It's called Oh Yes though. Oh yes. Wait a minute.
Well, no. Actually, the Whistle Song actually peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 100. Oh Yes peaked at number 56.
Okay, so we from a long way. We're a long way. I'm just see me. I've never been like when it came to that part. I've never went as far as the Billboard number, so I never knew where they peaked at when it came to that part. I just go off of energy, how I felt outside at the time. You know what I mean, I'm just like I still don't. Matter of fact, since we doing that, which one was a bigger record, Oh Boy or Hey Ma? I want to know because I still don't know that.
Well, let's see here.
And that's still a debate I have with a lot of people. People always ask me, "Oh Boy bigger than Hey Ma? Hey Ma bigger than Oh Boy?"
Okay. I mean, if you look at streaming numbers right now on Cameron's album, Hey Ma got 140 million streams. Oh Boy got 110 million. So slightly higher for Hey Ma.
Okay.
But back then, I'm not sure what the charting was. So
Okay.
Okay. So here you are. You're getting all these hits on your own, and then there's a 16-year-old kid named Chris Brown who has this song called "Run It," which isn't really gathering steam on its own. So they want a young, hot rapper to jump on that song.
They had to come get the kid. Came and got the kid. Nah, shout out to Chris Brown. Shout out to Tina Davis. Yeah, they reached out to me. Chris Brown, like you said, the song, it was his first single. It wasn't getting, I guess, the traction. It wasn't getting the traction that they needed from the record. And, you know, they saw the potential that Chris Brown was, and the Golden Boy had to bless that thing, had to hit him with the Salt Bay. You know what I'm saying? All on that joint real quick. Splash that joint up.
that song
Turned that
went
joint
number
joint
one
to a main
for
event.
5
You heard?
weeks.
Hey, I turned that joint to a main event. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
That's a number one song for 5 weeks
5
straight.
weeks.
So it's one thing to be number 6 and be charting, but to be number one for over a month, I think the world started to look at Juelz a little differently at that point.
No, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's definitely. And then the fact of, like you said, that was a record that wasn't getting the traction that they wanted. And then after they put me, it wasn't like they put it out there so they didn't get to see what it would do with or without me. They got to see the response that they had without me compared to the response that they got when I got on there and swag splashed all on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
You know?
And your album, What the Games Are Missing, comes out, goes gold. So now you got a lot of plaques on your wall at this point. The wall's looking kind of cluttered.
We adding them up. We adding them up. Adding them up, baby.
Okay. So then the next year, 2007, that's when it seems like Dipset started to really kind of break apart and go its separate ways. At one point, 50 and Cameron end up getting into it on Hot 97 on the radio. I guess 50 said something, I think he called Koch a graveyard or something like that, and Cameron took offense to it.
Yeah, it had something to do with Koch, and I guess Cam at the end of the day was like a big deal on Koch, and what we were doing, breaking the barrier with Jim and stuff, and Koch and that whole independent thing. And I guess Fifth saw it different. He said what he said. Cam ain't having it, so Cam said what he said, and that turned into what it turned into. You know what I mean? Yeah. Two niggas with big egos, always trying to think nuts, saying, you already knew what that situation was going to turn into. It was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? For them type of guys, I know Cam. So I knew what was going to happen before it happened. I called the conversation before the conversation happened. This is about to turn all the way left. Because Cam is not going to let him do what he be doing to other people. You know what I'm saying? Off rip. So the funny thing was the situation, a couple guys that my guys Slow Bucks, I had just met them not just met them, but I had just kind of like got cool with them that day. And they were actually cool, real cool with 50 at this time, you know what I mean? And it was just a weird situation because they was on the set of our video. We were shooting a video for Motionless, me and Jim's song. Well, it's Jim's song, but I was on that record called Motionless. And Slow and them was over there. And Cam and them wound up getting to the argument on the radio. So it was just tension weird was because it's like they were from Queens. We were just blinking with them kind of like, through other people. And they were like 50s people. And Cam and Fifth just got into it. We didn't know if she was about to pop off on the video set. Like, fuck that. What's up? They man's beef and our man's beef and we all here together. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of didn't go that way. It went a different way. So that was whatever.
Well, the two of them started going back and forth. I think Cameron made like that video of like
the Curtis,
like 50 in the courtroom, and
Curtis, and, we kept saying
Curtis, right? But the thing that I feel was a little unexpected was at one point, 50 had a show, and you and Jim Jones came on stage with him during that beef.
Yeah,
and I remember everyone sort of was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean? And I remember, I think Cameron even made a comment that I think he was kind of hurt by it because he said like, I wouldn't see Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo, taking the stage with me during that beef. But, he felt like you guys were his guys and now you're on stage with 50.
Yeah,
like, what exactly led up to that?
What led up? Okay, so, well, for me personally, my stance on it was always, it doesn't matter. Like, if Jim is going to a show and he asked me to go, especially if it's with some people that is some tension there, I'm going to support my brother. I'm going to more than anything be there for my brother if something happens that shouldn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? That was Juelz Santana's, reason for being there and supporting my brother and making sure don't shit go left for my brother either. You know what I'm saying? Same way I would have been there for Cam. Jim, you have to figure out why Jim. You have to ask Jim why he chose to make the decision to go to do the show at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know it was that. I really have to think and really look back. I don't know if Cam and Jim were going through something at the time. I really don't remember. Me,
I think they were actually. I think Cam was suing
honestly,
Jim over something.
Me and Cam weren't going through something at the time. And I would have to really sit by. You would have to ask Cam if it's like, did that take? I don't really think. Like I said, for me, my sole purpose of being there was to go to support my brother. Like I said, it's like if my wife is going somewhere, I just got to be there for my wife, regardless. If somebody else, you know what I mean, don't like the idea of her going somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? I got to go to be there for my wife. That's my wife. I can't let my wife go into no crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was, though.
Okay, so we
went up there, stole the show, and left. Drip, splashed all on the stage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't even know if the show was able to keep going because everybody slipping and falling. So much sauce was left on that stage after we finished. You know what I mean? That joint.
Well, so you're still putting in work. You formed Skull Gang.
Yeah.
And I remember this is around 2008. I went to your studio and actually was interviewing you right around that time. We'll play some clips from that. And I remember you had outside, you had the white Rolls Royce, the white Bentley.
Tell him again.
The white Benz, I think.
Tell him again.
What else am I forgetting? Was it
Corvette?
It was at least Corvette. 3 cars. And the Corvette, and the white Corvette, right. And you had it all just laid out in Jersey.
Rolls Royce, Bentley, Corvette, Benz. Yeah. All white too, right?
All white.
Before Yo Gotti, right?
Before Yo Gotti.
Come on, talk to him, Vlad. Let him know.
I remember.
Yo Gotti, my man. Shout out my man Gotti. Shout out everybody. I seen a lot of people turn though to white cars. You know what I'm saying? Just be liking niggas to know I've been doing this shit heavy. You know what I'm saying? Rolls Royce. I think I was the only nigga in New York City with a Rolls Royce. Young rap artist? Facts.
No, you were doing it.
No rap artist had a Rolls Royce in New York City.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing that type of wealth at that time.
Come on, man.
Okay, so you keep releasing
rap
music.
artists got Rolls Royces. Juelz might have literally been the first. Now I'm trying to really think about it. Rap artist to have a Rolls Royce, like rap artist, not producer, not CEO. Rap artist. I'm about to really fucking look it up.
You might be.
I might be.
You might be.
For real. I really might fucking be. But this just goes along with a long list of other things, you know what I'm saying? That, they try to act like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas fucking know me, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
And during that time, I'm actually holding the camera. Like, if people ask why I'm behind the camera, you remember I was at your studio holding the camera, interviewing y'all.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford a cameraman back then. It was guerrilla style.
You came up now, Vlad. You got a whole motherfucking facility in this joint now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And right around that time, that's when you dropped Back to the Crib featuring Chris Brown.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So,
but unfortunately, during that time, that's when Chris Brown went through the whole Rihanna incident.
It's crazy because that's what I was about to talk about. So, Chris Brown went through the shit with Rihanna. Bad situation for him. Bad time for him. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody was kicking him while he was down. Everybody was kicking him while he's down. Me, decided to reach for the brother while I gotta understand who I am, man. I need to give Juelz a lot more respect, love, and credit out here, but it's cool. Listen, reach for my boy while he was down. Everybody was kicking him. Told Def Jam, I want to get Chris on this record. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was like, mind you, who signed to Def Jam along with me? Rihanna. L.A. Reid is up there at the label.
So it actually is a deeper situation.
Yes, what I'm saying. People don't be knowing. Yeah, it's deep. It's deeper than rap always, Vlad. It's deeper than rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So look, make a long story short, I get the confirmation. I tell them, of course, that I'm going to get Chris Brown to get on the record. Just to, kind of throw that out there. Yeah, it's good, cool. You get him. I fly out there, get Chris Brown on the record. He does the record. Love Juelz. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had reached out. He hadn't appeared on the record. Like I said, they've been destroying him since this Rihanna thing. Nobody. I'm like, nah, I want this to be the first record he come back on. You know what I'm saying? With me, like, boom. I don't know, man. The record seemed like it got sabotaged to me. But let me tell you, they came, which it was still wound up being a dope record. Still got great response, but that could have been a huge record. Me, Chris Brown, like, could have been way huger than what it was. But Rihanna, Def Jam, Chris Brown, Situation, me, Man in the Middle, Little Guy. It's just, I think I just got caught in a whole bunch of stuff that just, but my thing was L.A. Reid told me I don't always say this, but I'm putting it out there. L.A. Reid told me I could do the joint. Not told me, because L.A. Reid, you can't tell me anything. Let me reword that. L.A. Reid, he kind of said it was cool, like, reaching out to Chris Brown. So I'm like, because I gave him the heads up, like, because I knew it was a touchy-feely situation over there. So, mind you, I do the shit. These niggas come back to me talking about, yo, let's put Trey songs on the record. I'm like, now mind you, I ain't got no beef with Trey. Trey cool. Shout out to Trey. Like, this has nothing to do with Trey. My thing is, no though. Like, I already went all the way out here, flew out here, got this man on the record. So you want me to take Chris Brown off the record, put Trey songs on the record, and then just come out with the like, I don't know who y'all or how. I don't work like that, bro. I'll do another record with Trey songs. We can do a record, you know what I'm saying? If y'all feel like I need to get a record with Trey at the time, there's a lot of politics. So, but I'm not gonna take Chris Brown off this record. Well, we don't know Juelz, it's Rihanna's on the label. We don't think LA they're gonna support the record. You know what I'm saying? We doing same thing we always did. We did what we wanted to do. I put the record out. And I mean, shout out to Polo the Dawn. Polo produced the record, so he kind of put some energy behind it, along with the energy I put behind it. And we still got a pretty damn good response with that record, not knowingly to the public being kind of like blackballed, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So.
I thought it was a great record. I remember me and you did an interview about that.
It was a monster. That was a monster.
Yeah, no, it was a great record. It got played a lot in New York. I looked it up. It's got 9 million streams on Spotify still. So
no, it was a great record. Like I said, it was supposed to be bigger than it was. One of those records that was supposed to be bigger than it was. And, a lot of things like that, like, nothing should ever stop. But those things that I went through in my career that kind of like, you go through and it's like they just put sour taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? With this game and me coming in the game so early, I just dealt with so much. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I'm just saying, you hear these things, people just think, yo, Juelz. It's not that I'm lazy. It's not that I got a studio full of music. It's just, I put a lot of time and energy in this game from when I was young. I dealt with a lot, you know what I'm saying? Besides the things that y'all see, and besides it just put out music, it's like, this shit come with other stuff that we deal with, you know what I'm saying? And along with, just having families, along with, kids and shit that we want to see grow up, just as much as sometimes you got to sacrifice and take the time back for our careers, sometimes you got to, take the time to step up and be family men and be fathers and be husbands and be the people we need to be to the people we need to be, for. Man. Life is not a race. It's a marathon. So, that's how I'm looking at it. I feel like I'm in the best place in my life. So God is shining right now.
Well, that next year you showed up on Lil Wayne's Carter 3, which is, a lot of people consider that his best album ever. You get your 3rd Grammy nomination for being on that.
Another plaque.
Huge plaque.
Mac, I need my plaque, Mac. I still ain't got my plaque. I got my plaque. Because you could never not have a plaque once you get it, but I don't have my physical plaque. I got to get my plaque. That's going to be a nice one, too. Carter 3, what's that? How many millions is that right now? That's going to look nice on my wall.
Many millions.
Many millions.
Many millions. Many millions.
Yeah, I need that plaque.
And,
We need
and
that.
you guys were supposed to come out with, you and Wayne were supposed to do I Can't Feel My Face.
No,
and I
we
guess a
actually
bunch of
did it,
records
though.
got recorded, but it never came out.
We actually, no, it did. Because if you
Did
Google I Can't Feel My Face, it's a project out there. But it's not.
Oh,
So let me tell you
my
what
bad.
happened. Me and Wayne, just like, we did a bunch of records together. A project worth got leaked. You know what I'm saying? So about 20 records did get leaked out there. You understand what I'm saying?
Aha.
Which is the I Can't Feel My Face, You See, got Bad, Welcome to the Bad Side, all those records that was a classic mixtape, just fire. Black Republicans freestyle, me and Wayne did, all that super dope shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, politics-wise, we didn't get to put the album out on a what do you call that? A major, major label, because it was just too much politics at the time, and that the game was just like you had Def Jam, Universal, Cash Money, Diplomats. You know what I'm saying? 4 different entities that had to, come to one agreement and get on one accord to push a project. As you see, the Wayne was supposed to drop an album with T-Pain, also the T-Wayne album.
Aha, right.
That album
Never
came out. So
Yeah,
just
right.
so you know, it wasn't a Juelz and Wayne. It was just, that time you didn't really, like the way you get projects now from big artists, you didn't get that back in the day around our time, because it was so much involved for you to get that. It was never about the artist. We were cool. We was making music together. It was way bigger than us. We didn't have the end-all control. See, now it's a lot less. That's why you can have Dirk and Little Baby. You can have Gunna in this one. You can have Drake and Future. You can have, you understand what I'm saying? But let me tell you, a lot of people, so this was the theme for at first, right? The whole theme for the I Can't Feel My Face was for it to be me and Wayne, 2 dope-ass artists from, different parts of life, different walks of life. Once again, 2 dope-ass artists killing the game, get together and do this massive project together. You know what I'm saying? So the whole theory wasn't to do a I Can't Feel My Face part 2 for us, for me and Wayne. It was to lease the name out. So right now, who just dropped the album together? All right, just say for instance, Baby and Dirt. So if things would have went the way we planned them, the Baby and Dirk album would have been I Can't Feel My Face number 6. You dig what I'm saying? So the plan was to get it rolling in the industry like me and Wayne did the first one. So then Future and Drake would have did the second one. I Can't Feel My Face 2. It would have just been a name for the 2 dopest artists at the time to do a project. And you always know that it's gonna be I Can't Feel My Face and it's gonna be something crazy. You know what I'm saying? But when it didn't hit that way, it was kind of like, it put me and Wayne remain brothers. We remain always doing music. We actually got music recorded right now. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as I Can't Feel My Face project, me and Wayne, it's never to the point to where it's like, is it ever coming out? It could come out tomorrow, because we have music. We always record music. So am I here to say, are we doing a project? Yes, me and Wayne are brothers. We record music whenever we get together. I mean, we have records done, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Yep. That's my bro. You know what I mean?
Dope. Okay, so that next year, 2010, that's when Dipset officially announced that the feud is over. You guys put out the song Salute, produced by Arab Music, sorry.
Arab.
Arab Music.
Yeah.
And then there was a deal with Interscope that was mentioned. I'm not sure if it was actually solidified or not. And you guys were supposed to be working with Dr. Dre. And there was like a lot of exciting shit that was happening that I'm not sure it actually materialized or not.
No, it didn't. I mean, obviously it didn't materialize because nothing really came out of it, as you see. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like everybody was in a good space, about to get shit together as a group. You know what I'm saying? And get back on one accord and do a project, which we did. We put out the Salute record, and I'm trying to remember exactly what happened at that time. As far as the Dr. Dre shit, it was never no full on. There was just like a conversation that was happening. We did get in the studio with Dr. Dre, and we did record a couple records, and I do want to know where the fuck those records was at. You know what I'm saying? But
shit, me too. Me
like
too.
the
I want to know where
legendary
those
Dr.
records are
Dre,
at.
and you gotta respect it. You gotta just, it's Dr. Dre. So who am I to say like, nigga, fuck, it's Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre got a record of yours that he ain't put out. Just be happy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And
There you go.
maybe sit there and think it might want come out one day, I guess. But yeah, just working with Dr. Dre was super dope, man. It was one of the more intense sessions I've ever been in because he's a super perfectionist, and I'm not used to telling somebody. Well, he actually did. He told me to do like 2 things over, but that session, it was. I'm not gonna get it. I'll let other people tell their stories and you know what I mean, with Dre, but it was intense stuff, man. Dre wants you to do shit right. Just know that.
Right.
Dre will keep you in there. But when you see him get in the booth and how he works, he's implying the same thing he's telling you to do onto himself. So when you see things like that, it makes you appreciate it and understand it and like, oh, all right, cool. He not just like, you never have people do stuff to you and you like, he trying to play me? Like, is he just doing this to me? Like, you understand what I'm saying? But no, when you realize what Dre is, for one, you've heard that he's like that with everybody, but when you actually see him be like that with his self, then it gives you a whole outlook on that situation because it's like, oh nah. For one, it's Dr. Dre, the legendary, the person that, you know what I mean, you should kind of really be listening to when it comes to being in the studio making music. How can you just not, listen to fucking Dr. Dre when you in the studio making music? So that's how it was for me when I'm like, man, I don't know. It was a good studio session. It was good energy in the building. I wish we would have recorded it, like had video of the actual studio scene or whatever the case may be, because it was dope. It was dope.
Okay, and then that same year, you get on fire again on Lloyd Banks' Beamer, Benz, or Bentley,
Woo!
which you absolutely murdered when you come in with I
That's
Be
my
Moving, I
record.
Be Moving, like woo, what the fuck? Like that was such a dope record, and I feel like that record put Lloyd Banks back on the spotlight again because he was kind of quiet for a little while, and then boom, this record featuring Juelz, 90 million streams on Spotify right now.
Yeah, no, that record went off. That record was hard. I gotta shout out my man Slow for that. Slow put that actual whole thing together because, like you said, Banks was out the loop at that time. You know what I mean? I only use that word because it's like, but he was out the loop. He wasn't really moving around. 50 was, you know what I'm saying? They had been going through their issues. My man Slow, I had got with him. We had doing the Slow Buck shit. We was making a lot of noise in the street. I was moving around where I always move around. He introduced me to Banks. You know what I'm saying? I think when Banks met me, because he knew Slow and them through his history with 50 already. I mean, it kind of gave him what you said, just that newfound energy in just life. Like, he started hanging out with us, going out to clubs, partying more. We wound up doing a Beamer, Benz, and Bentley record. You know what I mean? I went to Banks' crib. We was hanging out. I was going to his crib. He was coming to my crib. We had pool parties and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we did the Beamer, Benz, and Bentley record, did the video for it. Shit killed the city. Fucked the city up. Had it in an uproar. And me and Banks, we had a decent relationship, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
great
cool.
record, man. I love that record. I absolutely love that record.
Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. That was. I love that record too. I can't front. That's a record. That's one of the feature records that I still do at my shows. I honestly, I feel like that's my record. I'm sorry.
I agree. No, I think
I like
personally think you had the standout verse on that record. Sorry, Lloyd. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that Juelz killed it on that record.
It's cool. It's because you listen to a lot of records I'm on with somebody. Like, I don't care. It's one thing I got. Just tap in with do the resume. Especially if I'm on a track with a nigga. I mean, a lot of times I killed them. I don't get your favorite niggas got tags on their toe because of me. But it's cool. Y'all could, whatever.
Well,
just know me. Whitney out now. So Whitney out now. Go download, stream Whitney out now.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that at the end because I want to talk about that record too.
I know we're gonna talk about it because
Yep.
you can't not talk about it. It's something to talk about. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But I'm just giving them a little right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so you got all these big records, and Dipset's talking about reunion. You got this catalog, and you've got this studio in Bergenfield. Like I said, that I've been there a few times. I recorded you and so forth.
The legendary.
And then in 2011, after a 10-month investigation, the Bergenfield prosecutor's office, the gang unit, ended up raiding your studio. They found 2 loaded 9mm handguns, boxes of ammunition, 84 grams of marijuana. And from what I understand, they took all your computers and all your music and all your songs.
Yeah, they did me dirty.
Yeah.
They robbed me of a lot of money that day. And I don't mean physical money. I mean like money that you can't touch. My fucking music, pretty much, yes. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. What you want me to elaborate on that specific story or something?
Well, no. I mean, it just seems like, from what I understand, you kind of went into a depression after that, which is understandable.
Oh man, no, I did. Not a depression, I would say, but it fucked me up because, which you didn't get to mention, but I'll mention it, I guess. When I got my computers back, I don't know if y'all remember the song Santana where I said, I got 100 songs on lock stash. I could pop songs just like I pop tags. You know what I'm saying? I really had over 100 songs, and when they raided my studio for the bullshit that they raided my studio for, they fucking took my computers, and when I got my computers back, but when I got my hard drives back, it was 0 music on my hard drives. You know what I'm saying? It was unretainable to the point. I went down to, what do you call this shit in Midtown? Basically one of these crazy ass computer fixing stores where it's like, if they can't fix it, nobody can fix it. Gave them like $8,000 to fix these hard drives, and they couldn't retrieve nothing else on the hard drives. And yeah, that shit hurt, man, because it was like, I wasn't writing music. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody, I don't write. So it's like, all my music was recorded on this hard drive, and I didn't have it back. Well, I had it backed up, but they took all my hard drives, and so yeah, that definitely put me in a real bad space, man, for a while. And that's another one of those things, like I said, people don't see. I think I've said it maybe once or twice, but people don't see that we go through. That's just like them hurdles that hurt, that people don't always necessarily get to feel, so they don't understand why you take it that way or why you get discouraged like that. It's like, nigga, you just keep moving. Sometimes, it is that easy, and it should be like that. And I've learned to where it's like, you know what? Fuck that. Just keep pushing. But at that time, it wasn't that easy. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't that easy.
Yeah, man, that was sad. As someone who's been at that studio and seen how much love and dedication you put into that spot.
Come on, the energy. I don't know nobody from New York City that didn't come through. I had Diddy come through there 4 o'clock in the morning with Ciroc and 2 white girls like this. I had so many legendary nights. Redman and Method Man come through there and record the verse. So many just legendary nights in there. I had everybody in that studio. Everybody come through and bless. Just the energy. Just oh man, it was crazy. It was crazy. They did me dirty.
Yeah.
They did me dirty.
What happened to that case? Was it ultimately dropped?
Yeah, it was a frivolous case, pretty much. Like so yeah, it was ultimately dropped, pretty much. You know what I mean? The guns were mine, of course. But because they was in my studio, that's why they charged me with the guns. So, but they weren't my guns, so I didn't get, once it kind of went on. Of course, the weed wasn't even enough to smoke weed. Yes, I smoke weed. I'm still smoking weed, so that's not even always been smoking weed. I don't know how they interpreted till I was selling weed, because that wasn't the case at all. It was like fucking dime bags of weed and shit like that. So it was just, they kind of, it was a lot of, I guess, the traffic in that town, just being so much traffic going on over there. But yeah, the case got dropped. I ultimately wound up not getting charged. I think I had to wind up, they push all of the charges down to like what you call that? A misdemeanor or some shit like that.
But it seemed like that same year there was just a bunch of arrests. In February you got charged with possession of a firearm.
Yeah.
I guess, and you were supposed to go to a Chris Brown record release party. You got stopped and searched by the police. You couldn't make it. In November that same year, you got charged with making terrorist threats and disorderly conduct. So was that just kind of a side effect of you being upset over this whole studio situation and just kind of not giving a fuck in a way, or?
I mean, I think they were just, if you could see it, just along that whole area, kind of like, I think I was kind of being targeted. Like you just kind of said, it looks like a whole fleet of arrests and things going on, and I wasn't doing nothing. I didn't do nothing wrong. I wasn't selling drugs. I don't sell drugs. Like, I had no reason to. Like, I was established artist, especially not no fucking marijuana dime bags. The firearms was proving that they wasn't mine, so that was that. Then, all right, cool. Bobby Shmurda and them got caught with guns in the studio. Who did they arrest? Bobby Shmurda and them, right? They didn't arrest the fucking owners of the studio. So why in my case they arrested me and not the people? You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't in the studio. I wasn't in my studio. But it's complaining over spilled milk. It's just over 10, 20 years ago. So it is what it is. But I did feel like I was kind of being targeted at that time, just being in that area. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm not even gonna say racial profile. I'm not gonna go that far, but I just think that town didn't get a lot of action to where it's like, you know what I mean? And just sometimes seeing maybe somebody like me and it could make something into more than what it is. I think that was just a great opportunity. That's the only thing I could think of, because like I said, all I did was do my business over there, work in the studio, and you know what I mean, leave, smoke my weed. You know what I mean? That's it. That's about it. If smoking weed was the end of the world, and then, hey.
Well, it seemed like at some point Dipset, continued to kind of be cool with each other. You guys did the Hammerstein Ballroom concert, which was the it was the 10-year anniversary, I believe, of the Dipset album. Bunch of records you kept dropping. But then in 2018, there was a video for Sauce Boys. And in that video, you didn't have any teeth, like front teeth, it seems. Everyone kind of lost their mind when they saw it.
Yeah.
Now, did that come from the lean use?
You want me to answer now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that video, I don't even know where Vlad. Why? This is why I say the stupidest shit on the internet. Why would I be at a video shoot with no teeth in my mouth? Cool. Come on, mind you, right? Like let's be, and it's gonna lead into something else, right? Even like down to the airport situation where people say, first thing they say is, why would you go? Let's use the common sense. Not only that, I'm on a video set with my brothers, Jim, Cam. We all shooting a video. So y'all think I would be in the fucking middle of the camera in the video set with no teeth in my mouth? Vlad, I don't know whatever the angle or that shot was, but it just wasn't. And then once old boy said it, I guess, he's like the king comedian. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying his name, but, he mentions it and then it turns into, but that is a total false and just not true. I want to say picture, but it wasn't even that it was Photoshop. Because when I really looked, it wasn't Photoshop. It was dead ass, just the angle from, I guess, the way they did it. It kind of looked like that. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't it. You know what I mean? At all. Who would be at a fucking video with no, even if I didn't have no teeth, why would I be at a video with no teeth in my mouth though, right? Why wouldn't I just put them in?
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? The common sense level, the common sense level has to be a little bit more than what people are just, you know what I mean? But I get it. It's cool for the internet to run with the first thing they, you know what I'm saying, see. Now, do I have, like anybody else? Yeah, I've had my teeth done, worked on like any and every other celebrity in the game. No different, no less. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know, Vlad. You gotta tell me.
No, I'm asking you because I've always wanted to know because everyone was shocked when they seen that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially me because you and I have a history.
Yeah, I don't believe why a person would, but I guess for them to believe that I would take a gun to the airport is kind of like the same thing. When I really think about it, we dealing with a world of people who kind of want to listen to or want to see you in the worst light sometimes, and they want to see you in the best light. So that's kind of like really the only thing I could think of because it was really that. When I seen it, I'm like, then of course, somebody runs with it on the internet, so it turns into a joke. Then it kind of looks like it's like, if you had no teeth in your mouth, Vlad, would you do this interview with no teeth in your mouth?
Absolutely.
Vlad, would somebody let you do this interview with no teeth in your mouth?
No.
Okay, so where's the so why would Juelz Santana do it on a vid? Not even, this wasn't even like I was, but this is what I say the common sense level. It wasn't like I was caught. That's like if me and you do an interview, right? And it's just like somebody, you get caught slipping, right? This wasn't a caught slipping. They took a scene from a video shoot that we shot, Vlad. A video. You got common sense, right, Vlad?
Right.
Tell me what you think now. Nah, you gotta give me more. This is a video.
It makes no sense. It's a video.
It's not like I got caught slipping. This was a video. In the video, this is where they took the footage from, Vlad. Come on.
Okay.
I got it. You
gotta
do better than that.
But wasn't there but there's an interview you did, I think in 2018. I think you and Jim, where you're showing off various jewelry pieces and so forth.
Where at?
And it's got like a pink background.
I do know what you're talking about, and I had on the army jacket, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it looked like there was something going on with your teeth also.
No, I had teeth trouble, and around that time I had just got work done on my teeth, so I was in there, and and that specific interview, definitely, I've had work done on my teeth numerous amount of times. So,
okay,
you know,
okay. Well, I mean, but you've talked about how I think like Paul Wall introduced you to lean, initially.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that we've lost some great ones? I mean, me and Pimp C hung out 2 weeks before he died from a lean overdose.
Pimp C was my man. Pimp C was
there
my man.
was, that was a huge loss.
That was my man.
Rest in peace, DJ Screw. I mean, did you feel like and Paul Wall himself went through some real serious problems trying to kick lean. I mean, do you feel like yourself?
I went through serious problems. It ain't no secret. That's what I'm saying. For me, I don't hide things. That's why one thing y'all should know about Juelz is I haven't really hid nothing for it. So even going back to whatever incident, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you pretty much. I've never ducked the question. Yeah, I went through withdrawals from lean. Yes, I've said it on numerous. Yes. Have I, you know what I mean? What else do you want to know? Have I drank lean? Yes. Like, this is like getting old questions. Like, whatever you want to know about Juelz is drinking lean. Like, when I met Wayne, that was something cool to do. We was drinking lean. I met Paul Wall. We was drinking lean. It was like the thing to do. We made it hot. I didn't really know the negatives behind it because it was something new. You understand what I'm saying? I had just been introduced to it, so it was kind of like, damn, this shit tastes good. Like, it's just like some rapper shit. Like, you know what I mean? Then you wind up getting addicted. You don't know the full things about. But I didn't really know about opioids like that because I had no prior dealings with them. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't know it was a drug that if you do it a numerous amount of times, your body gets addicted. You know, the normal stuff that happens with opioids. So if you know, that's what happens. Drinking it a lot, drinking it every day, you get addicted, your body goes to it. What has to happen? Has to come out your body. So I want to tell y'all this is for all you kids going through it and dealing with this now. You understand what I'm saying? It's got to come out, and it's got to come out the worst type of way. And the worst type of way is through every part of your body, aching, hurting, pains, throwing up. You know what I mean? It's not a good feeling. So I definitely don't recommend it and put it out there as it a good thing to do. But it's a part of my journey. It's a part of, something that I went through, something that I experienced, and I'm not proud of it. But one thing I can't say is in music, for me, has it affected me? Yes. But I'm never going to sit here and say it affected my music and my career. Me personally, I can't, I would never, because the things, and just like once you go back to Wayne, I hate to say it because it makes it seem like it's a good thing and it's not. Lean, no drug is a good thing, except for weed. Because it's proven that it has medical and medicinal purposes, so you know you good. But at the end of the day, I don't know, it was something I got caught up with. I was doing it with my partner, you know what I'm saying? We was having a good time doing it. We made some incredible music while we was doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even the guys you know now, they're still on Lean to this day. The futures, they changed. So I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, Wayne said it best. I can't put it no, what's in my cup was in my cup at that time. It's just, that's just what it was. It was kind of like the thing to do. Was I one of those people that were drinking Lean? Yes. And that's really the end all be all to the Lean, the Lean story, like everybody else. Started drinking Lean, stopped drinking Lean, and you know, I don't know. Like my man Bootsy, like Ross, like fucking maybe 85% of the people you could name. So it was what it was, though.
Well, then March 2018, you were at Newark Liberty International Airport, and the situation
I'm going to sleep, Vlad. I'm going to sleep. Nah, go ahead. I should have knew your shit was about to start heating up, Vlad. You was too easy at the beginning. You was being too good. Nah, it's all good. Come on, you know I like the shoot because I'm ready for anything and I don't duck no shots.
Let's go. So from what you said,
no,
you
not what I said.
grabbed the
Never
wrong
what
bag.
I said. What is true? Because anything I say is a true fact. But go ahead.
Right. Well, what you said was that you were tired the night before. You're going to the airport. You accidentally grabbed the wrong bag.
Yeah.
What was in that bag?
A firearm.
Right. They also said some oxy pills.
Yeah.
And they said that once TSA found that in there, you ran off.
No.
That's not what happened.
Not what happened.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay. I told the story a couple times. I'm going to tell it to you, though, Vlad. So I went to the airport. Where you want to go? The night before? Matter of fact, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the day before. The day before, I had a video shoot. My friend, Sin City. I don't know if you know Sin City. He's an artist. He kind of like with Dipset, but I mean, he started out with 730 Dipset. My man, Sin City, he had some guys that paid me to do a verse for a song. They paid me to do the verse for the song. I go up to the video shoot. He's my man, but I didn't really know the dudes who paid me to do the song, right? So I had a firearm. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. I took the firearm up to the video shoot. I left. Forgot the firearm was in my bag when I got home. Put that bag up. That next morning, I had a flight to go out west. Mind you, my man Blackadon, he already flew out west. So he's out there. I ain't want to leave him out there. I get on I'm at the airport. Mind you, common sense, but people got to understand, who's stupid enough to take a gun to the airport, Vlad? I want you to, now in the back, because you asked me about the Lean, now I'm going to get these common sense, oh no, you had the teeth there, you had the common sense questions, so you could really, who's stupid enough to take a gun to the airport? Like knowingly, Vlad?
Nobody's stupid.
Would you take a gun?
Absolutely
Do you know anybody that you can pay right now any amount of money to take a gun knowingly through the airport?
Not unless they have a carry permit, like a security dude.
Okay.
Who'll check it in into check-in luggage.
Okay. Yeah. So knowing that, do you think I would?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so this is what I keep saying, back to the teeth and all these common sense factors. Before y'all, just get to the common sense. I wouldn't be in a video with no teeth. I wouldn't go to the airport with no fucking gun in my bag. And that's just it. So when y'all start doing all this, yo, you in the airport? No, bro, I couldn't pay a nigga to go to the airport with a gun in his bag. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show you the thing that is real. What I'm saying, that same thing, 90% of people who 100% of people who went through the gun, went through the airport with a gun. It was a fucking accident. What the accident was, I don't fucking know. My accident was I grabbed the wrong bag. And if that don't make enough sense to you, me being a rapper, yes, I had a fucking gun in my house. I grabbed the wrong bag. I went to the airport. Okay? I went there. I'm at the airport. They checking my bags. Mind you, so this is what people don't know, that I had a warrant in Jersey prior to this. Not prior, but I had a warrant. You know, in Jersey, they arrest you for, frivolous things. I had a fucking, a regular warrant just to go to court, and I knew I had this warrant. I was going to go to court once I got back from my vacation, my little booking in the West. So make a long story short, once the TSA has my bags, you know how airport is set up, everything, a lot of 90% of y'all do. My bags goes to the check-in. It's right there in the thing where the people can see it, like the screen that they look at. So that's where my bag is at. It goes through. The guy says, no, we got to send it back through. They send it back through. Now, mind you, I wish somebody would try to act. This is why, because I got my Discovery, so I have all my shit on footage too, right? I have all the airport footage. Just so you know, I have this on footage. And if y'all want, y'all can have the footage, so you know I didn't run out the fucking airport. Who thought of this dickhead shit, man? So look, boom. So my thing is here. Mind you, that's the last thing on my mind, is that it's a gun in my bag. So I'm standing there for 10, 15 minutes. I'm in Newark Airport, so I see people who I'm looking, they might know who Juelz Santana is. I'm like, please, I'm gonna miss my flight. Can you search my bag? Please, I'm gonna miss my flight. Can you search my bag? Boom. Girl come up to me like, yo, higher authority gotta check your bag. I said, what the fuck you mean a higher authority gotta check my bag? She said, yeah, higher authority. I said, who is a higher authority? She said, the police. Once she said the police, I said, oh shit. So that means the warrant I got, they gonna lock me up for that warrant. I'm gonna spend the weekend in jail. That's how it works. Usually, regardless of who you spend the weekend in jail, right? So I go to so I asked the security guard, I say, excuse me, my bag, no police came yet. The police is still about to come search my bag. My bag is still inside the exit thing that the people are looking at. I asked the dude, security guy that's walking, I say, sir, how I get out of here? He said, walk that way. I ain't got my shoes on because my shoes are still through the bend. I kindly walked out. You got to think, security's not, TSA, do they jump on? Have you ever seen TSA jump on somebody? No, right?
Never.
TSA not,
Never.
And then I'm Juelz, they not about to jump on me. They haven't retrieved anything. They don't even really know they looking at it like, if they saying something in your bag, we don't know what it is, but I walked out the airport, just like I walked in this motherfucker. I literally walked out the airport. Went to the cab. When I got to the cab, buddy, why you don't got no shoes on? I had to explain why I ain't have no shoes on to the cab driver, of course. Make a long story short, got in the cab. I found out that it was a gun retrieved in my bag on Hot 97, bro. I found that out in the cab driver, in the car. They like, Juelz Santana flees Newark Airport with a gun in his bag. I'm like, what the fuck? Then my wife's calling me. She's like, I'm like, baby, I don't know. I get to the house and I do realize that it's a firearm that I had is not, and I'm putting two and two together. I'm like, all right, that had to be in the bag. I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. And guess what? Had to do 27 months in that motherfucking federal penitentiary.
Yeah. 27 months. You got sentenced to, 2.5 years.
27.
Yeah, almost 2.5 years.
I sentenced to 27 and I did 19.
Yeah. Was that when you actually got to detox and you kick clean and everything else like that?
Nah, that was before that, Vlad.
Before that?
Okay, that was before that, man.
What do you think was the hardest part of, someone who's not used to jail time like yourself and myself, like to suddenly be put in a cage for over, being told you're going to be put in a cage for over 2 years?
I guess you could, right. I'm not used to jail time. I've been there a couple times, but
yeah, Not stretches though is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. All right, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So when you say that, what being somebody that's not used to it, what?
Well, I mean, I know
Like, what's
when
the
I first
specific
got locked
question
up,
you asking? What's the specific
well, no,
question?
no. I'll put it like this. When I first got locked up, doing a couple days here and there, it fucked my head up. I didn't know what it was like to be in a cage.
Yeah.
You know, and then have to ask a man, can I go to the bathroom, be around a bunch of men and dirty and dudes throwing up and having epileptic seizures in my cell. And, you know, I mean, it was dirty and nasty and I never wanted to go back. Suddenly, here you are, a multimillionaire. Suddenly, you're being thrown into this cage for,
All right,
you're being told over 2 years.
This is what people gotta understand too. A holding cell in a couple days is way different from being in jail. It's not
Right.
dirty and pissy. Like a holding cell where you go to is way different from once you get in and you lock down and you about to be in a cell and you got a cellmate and stuff like that. Cause for one nigga, your cellmate ain't gonna let you be in no dirty, pissy. One of y'all gonna be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Niggas keep they shit clean in jail. All that pissy, dirty shit, that's at the bookings. Motherfuckers that don't give a fuck and it's no order. No, you go to jail, it's order, nigga. It's motherfucking, it's order, it's politics, and it's shit going on. It's not no dirty, you know what I mean? Niggas just cleaning showers and shit and toilets in jail, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Not and the bookings where niggas is at, yeah, it's pissing all that shit on the floor, and you like, okay, you still never want to go back. I'm not saying that it's better. But inside jail is a little bit better than that specific thing, what you just said, like that pissy. It still be piss and stuff, but it's like I said, for the most part, now it's like, because niggas know they there to live there. You understand what I'm saying? So whereas when
Right.
you in a holding cell, most of them motherfuckers, they like, I'm going home tomorrow. My mommy about to bail me out. This about to happen, you know what I mean? They fucking, they not gonna be there long. So they'll do whatever the fuck they want to do in that place. Now, when it's time, when they tell you, pack your shit, you go here, and everybody looking at your face, and you know, oh, and now you walk into a cell with a motherfucker whose cell look nice and neat, and he got his books all cleaned up. I wish you would piss on the floor, nigga. Nigga be pissing on your motherfucking head. Literally. And that's a fact.
Right. But still, it's a whole lot different being in your mansion. It's a
Oh,
whole lot
yeah,
different
come on now.
than being able to hug your kids.
Oh, man,
and
it's a hell of a...
kiss your daughter and hug
it's
your
day
wife.
and night.
Like,
it's day and night,
Yeah.
Vlad. It's 100% different. Yes, I hated being there, but it was a learning experience. It was also for me. I feel like I got to turn jail into Yale. I got to be smarter. I mean, I got to read a lot more. I got to, get back to writing. Like I wrote so much in there. Plans, like my execution plan since I've been home, been phenomenal right now. Like I'm just all the way in, just getting to it. Like my business mind and still dealing with a couple demons that we all fight. But for the most part, I'm like my shit is my tunnel vision is so clear. And like I said, I feel the energy, I feel God working. So it's just about me just keep moving in that right direction, staying positive, staying on the right path to get to where I need to get to. But the opportunities right now is endless. I mean, they counting me out right now. I'm on a new wave right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just ready to surf. I'm just ready to surf this one out. You know what I'm saying? Splash a little water on my haters and all my niggas that thought I wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? Get back on the surfboard. Let
Yep.
you know. Fuck
and
'em.
what's interesting about while you're locked up, and I'm going to let you clear this up, is because what was reported, which wasn't actually true, was that while you're locked up, your house got foreclosed on. But that's not actually what happened.
Yeah, it's not actually. It's what I'm saying. I hate telling these stories because it's always just seeming like I'm just like clearing shit up, and I don't be like. That's why you never really see me do these interviews where I know people gonna ask, even though I don't give a fuck about these questions. But it's like then when I answer y'all and I give y'all the truth, niggas still act you like you lying. And it's like, all right, so prove to me that I'm lying. If you could prove to me that I'm lying, I'll shut the fuck up. Any of them stories I told you, if you could prove to me that I ain't had no teeth in my mouth at that video shoot, I'll shut the fuck up. If you could prove to me what was the lean double situation, that I had a gun knowingly in the airport, because I'm that stupid to take a gun, I would, if you could prove to me that I'm lying, then I would just really shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and so let me, if I could explain it, the house actually did get on foreclosure. But It had nothing to do with me.
Right, because
I
you were
was
renting
not,
the house.
So that's like if my wife went on Craigslist to find this house. We was looking for realtors. We couldn't find a realtor at the time. My wife went on Craigslist. We wound up dealing with the direct owner of the house, which could have been you, Vlad. Say, for instance, I'm dealing with you, Vlad. This is your house.
Yeah.
I have a lease with you, a signed lease with you, Vlad. Cool. I paying you every month. Me and my wife are paying our rent every month on time. Cool. Make a long story short. I go to jail in the process. Now I'm in jail. My wife is still doing everything she's doing, paying the bills. Cool. My house gets foreclosure. Of course, these medias want to run to the first thing they get. Oh, Juelz's house on foreclosure. Kick me while I'm down. Make me look bad because I'm in jail. Oh, yeah, he's broke. He's fucked up. He's on it. No, dweeb. That wasn't the fucking case. Actually, I came off like a fat rat in that situation. I'm going to explain it to you, too. So, my wife is paying the motherfucking rent, paying the rent, and you, being the owner of the house, stop paying the, you know what I mean? Y'all not paying for the property. So what's gonna happen? It's in your name. I just have a lease agreement with you. The house goes into foreclosure. Okay, but we're renting the house, so of course they put me and my wife's name in the media like we're getting foreclosed on, where really we wasn't. So my wife, we go to this is the part they didn't tell you though, right? And this is proven documents. I bet you can probably get it too. You know what I'm saying? So we go and they wind up saying, they see the contract that we have for the house. So now they have to honor the contract, the bank. We got to live in that house for maybe a couple more months. I don't know how many more months it was because they couldn't kick us out. And what they said, we had to pay for a year. And then the bank gave us $65,000 to move out. You understand what I'm saying? Because it had nothing to do with me. But of course, it sounded good to the media, Juelz, along with all the other stories. You know what I mean? Keep bashing them on top of me, making me look good. I mean, making me look bad. But I knew I knew what it was, though. You know what it was? It was God tearing me down to build me back up, stronger. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You gotta get torn down and, you know what I mean, break you apart so you could get built back up into a new, better you. And that's all that was happening. You know what I'm saying, for me? That's all that was happening, baby.
Well, right around that time, Tekashi 6ix9ine ends up getting busted. He ends up cooperating on a whole bunch of 9 Trey dudes. Gave up, I think, over 100 years got given up during that time. I know Jim was friends with some of the dudes that got locked up. Did you know any of those guys at all?
Yeah, I know all of them. Because at the end, I know all of them. Mm-hmm.
When you saw all these dudes that you're cool with getting football numbers because of one guy, I mean, you can't just blame it on him, but he was sort of the piece that put it all together and got them all took the stand and told on everybody, which really hasn't happened in hip hop before. Not to that extent. How did you feel?
Listen, man, we all know what we signed up for, man. Now I'll leave it at that. We know what we signed up for. And however it plays out, it plays out. Some people get the shitty end of the stick. Some people don't. Some people get worse situations than others. But it's all part of what we signed up for, and we can't complain or we can't be mad or try to figure out how the outcome became that outcome for us. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. So just understand when you playing in a certain field and at a certain level, the things that can happen and you know what I mean, the situations you could put yourself in and of course, I never want to see nobody. I went to jail, so you know what I'm saying? You just know. I mean, I'm not just one of them dudes just talking. Like I just came from there. Not just, you know what I mean, been out for a little while, but, and of course my time hasn't done, that's another thing too. I had this argument with somebody in jail. He told me 27 months, 27 years. So, not so, because that's crazy, you know what I mean? But you don't ever justify nobody's time. And when I say that to say this, you can't, just because I got 27 months or somebody got 27 years, it's just not, like, you can't devalue the time that I got. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just, you only got, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's still time away from my family, my kids. I ain't get to see my son. Then I don't know who some niggas in jail, but I know the kind of nigga I am. I know what I could get accomplished in 20. How much money can you make in these next 27 months, Vlad?
A lot.
Exactly what I'm saying.
A lot.
Now, so just for you undermine niggas that don't have, I don't know, I'm not trying to downgrade you, but listen, I don't know who you is, nigga, but I know who the fuck I am, and I know what I could get accomplished and what I'm missing out on besides missing my kids' first steps, the real shit, the other money and shit I could get accomplished in 27 months. You know what I mean? Shit, it might have took a nigga like you 30 years to even get that type of shit that I could get accomplished in 27 months. So don't dictate how my time means to me and what it adds up to me. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. For real.
Well, you get sentenced to 27 months. You get out in 17. I had read that Meek Mill helped your wife get a lawyer and kind of help.
Meek Mill tried to help out.
early?
Shout out to Meek. That's my dude. He definitely tried to help out in all ways. The situation that Meek did wasn't the actual situation, and while I was released, I actually was just released because it was my time. I did all my time. I did all my time up to the scheduled time they put me in for halfway house, which that's what they got in the feds. It's called halfway house. It's like early release. But me and being the only thing that worked out for me, it was the way I would have came home. Only difference is I would, instead of going directly home, which I did, I would have went to a halfway house. That's what the pandemic worked out for me. Instead of me going to a halfway house, I was able to go directly home. But as far as jail time, I did all the jail time. Pandemic didn't free me from jail no earlier or no later. And I mean, Meek definitely, and a couple other people definitely worked out. None of those things actually worked out, but I'm forever grateful and always grateful and thankful. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, I got out through God and on the grace of God and his timing. And when he wanted me to come out, I was actually supposed to come out a week before the week I came out. But my COVID test didn't come back that Monday. I was supposed to get out that Tuesday. They come to me that Monday like, yo, you got to wait another week. I'm like, you know what that feels like? You done waited. My wife, they up there in Virginia already. Like, it's crazy. No, they wasn't up there, right? Y'all didn't get up there. But it was almost, right? To pick me up. They was leaving to pick me up. So it was crazy. And then they tell me, you got to wait one more week. That week felt like the whole 27 months, Vlad. Word up.
Right.
That week felt like the whole 27 months. Every minute, I felt every minute, every second, every pinch of that motherfucking last week in that joint.
Well, you were in medium security.
I was in
FCI
medium.
Petersburg
I was in medium.
Hopewell, Virginia, right?
No, not Hopewell. I was in Petersburg.
Petersburg.
AKA,
Okay, got it.
AKA Sweetersburg. That's what they call it. It wasn't no wild spot. I wasn't in no wild spot. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see my interview, y'all, because other nigga be like, yeah, I was in jail, nigga. It's like everything I say, it's why you should take honesty from all my situations. Because like everything I say, I just be telling y'all what it is. Like, I wasn't in no wild spot. I wasn't in no fucking end of the world spot. I was in jail. Was there men there? Yes, it was men there. It was real niggas there, like real niggas everywhere. But it wasn't like a super go to this spot. This is the type of spot you want to be at if you're trying to go home. That's the kind of jail I was in. I saw shit happen. Niggas got stabbed. Shit happened. But it wasn't like you got to walk to the shower with your knife and your boots on type of jail. You understand what I'm saying? For the most part, niggas was doing their time trying to get back to life. And they did the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of jail I was in.
I mean, being that you are a celebrity, did they put you in PC just for your own safety?
They didn't put me in PC. Well, you only get put in PC in jail when you ask to be put in PC or niggas send you in PC. You understand what I'm saying? So let me see how this works. So now, when I first got bagged, right? A lot of people understand when I first got back from the airport and I had to turn myself in. So I don't know if y'all know I did a month, right? Because that's when I turned myself in for the charge and then they let me out on bail and then I got to fight my case from home and then I turned myself in. But make a long story short. So that month I was in jail, I was in PC. It's called IPC, involuntary protective custody. That means you don't have to volunteer, you don't have to involunteer. We are putting you here because of your status. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. That was when I was in Newark, in the Green Monster, Essex County, or Burt, whatever yeah. Cool. When I was up there for the month, I had no. But once you get sentenced and all that, that's out the window. All that involuntary, now you have been sentenced by the court. It doesn't matter. So now, all the rights that they had, like, you can still, of course, if something happens to people in jail, you still have, nothing's supposed to happen to you in jail. But, like I said, besides that part, once you get sentenced, they sending your ass to the pound. And the pound is called population. You know what I'm saying? The pound is where it goes down. You know what I'm saying? So, me, I was good. I was able to walk the pound. I was all right.
Dope. What was it like to actually walk outside for the first time in 17 months and actually get back to the world again?
It was weird a little bit, though. It was a little weird, a little different. You know what I'm saying? Felt a little I don't know. I did feel a little weird, a little out of place, like honestly, I didn't know how to feel. I don't know if that's a feeling. It's not knowing how to feel a feeling.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to feel. Of course, that's after being happy and seeing my family, but just being home, being like, all right. It's like, you know what you want to do, but you don't know what you're gonna do. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, last year
I was still on papers. I didn't know. I still was like, I just needed to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I figured it out, baby. I was on paper, so with being on federal paces, it was like I was home, but I wasn't home. It was like having one foot in, one foot out. You understand what I'm saying? Being on a leash, it's like I was still scared, kind of like I was home happy, but I was playing everything like just like that, like.
Right, because you just got off. Was it probation?
No, federal papers. I just got off papers.
Yeah, got off papers this year.
Yep.
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 Well, last year, the Dipset versus the Lox versus happens.
Yeah.
What I feel is one of the biggest verses to actually happen.
No, it was. It was. I think it was.
Hands down, it was epic.
I think it was the dopest.
I think so.
Think it was
I would agree. I think it had the most. I think cultural significance overall because it's just like two major groups.
I think the only one that even had anything of the sort was a Jeezy and
Gucci.
Yeah, but the only thing that ours had that gave it the edge was the fact that we had a crowd there, and the pandemic was over. I think the crowd gave it so much more energy because even for Gucci and Jeezy, I think if they would have had a crowd, their energy would have just been so much more. Like the energy in that building that night at Madison Square Garden was phenomenal. You thought Frank Lucas was in there with the chinchilla and the hat in American Gangster. No, seriously, that was the energy in that building that night. For real.
I feel you. I'm mad that I missed it.
It was awesome. It was awesomely, immaculately beautiful.
Yeah.
If that's even context of where you could put shit, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the one thing that bothered me personally, since we know each other, watching it was when Jadakiss grabbed the bandana off your head. I just thought that was just really fucking disrespectful. Just me personally.
Some shit, Vlad. Shut up, Vlad. Come on, man. You're not gonna do that. You trying to start. It was
I'm speaking for me.
Nah, Vlad. Stop what you doing. It wasn't. It wasn't.
All right. So you weren't tripping off it.
This ain't no because see, but y'all do shit. See, Vlad, you do shit like that, right? But say that would have turned into something escalated, right? Then it would have been. You know what I'm saying? That would have been bad, right? Look, don't look.
I'm just looking at the actual inside.
You said what you said. Nah, I respect it. I respect
go
it.
ahead.
But that's why I'm gonna check it. I'm not gonna let you do that. And you still my man. But it was a good little shot. But I'm gonna nip it in the bud. No, at the end of the day, if you seen how it went, let's start from the beginning. They had me boxed in. And I showed them that I wasn't no little push right through Jada and them. What's going on here? Right through them. They couldn't, I don't know if they understood how I was that strong. You want to go watch the video right now, matter of fact. Or you want to watch it right now. Like, see what happened before he snatched that bandana off. Okay. But like I said, just as much as the energy was high, I got so much love and so much respect for Jada, bro. I would never. So that's why I said I'm not even gonna let you do that, because it really has nothing to do with you. You couldn't do that, because the energy for me and Jada, the respect and the love we have for each other, is beyond him taking off my bandana. It was all fear, love, and war in the midst of the time. You understand what I'm saying? Cam and Styles got into a damn near kicking match over there. So whatever happened at that night, it was all for the culture, and we gave on a beautiful show. You understand what I'm saying? Did locks come off? Yeah, they won that night. It's all cool. That's how shit happened. But the bandana was like, I think that was just us going. And if you really want to talk about it, I got the text messages in my phone. But right after that, I text Jada and I'm like, that's crazy. I said, I got to get you back for taking my bandana off. He said, nah, I ain't gonna front. I thought y'all was gonna beat my ass when I took your bandana off. But that's my nigga. What I'm saying is we got love like that, so we don't ever get it twisted. Like this is, you know what I mean? That's all my right, nigga. Shout out Jada Kid. Shout out to Locks. We put on a legendary event. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never. I can't be disrespected because I get too much respect. You know what I'm saying? And just so you know, like, but at the same time, I got too much love and respect for Jada for something like that to ever even be taken. Yo, it's matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how much love and respect I got. Cause when he did that, right? See, me and my brother, we got this little thing where we play, right? We hit each other's hat like that, right? That's what we do. We hit each other's hats off our head like that. We be out in public. I may just hit his hat. He may just hit my hat off my head, right? So in the midst, right, after Jada did that, I was about to hit Jada's hat off his head. But in hindsight, I didn't, because I didn't want it to look like, I didn't want to miss and hit him. You understand what I'm saying? We all moving around on stage. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to grab something. Like, just reach for something and grab it to where it's going like this. I didn't want to hit him. And like I said, if that was somebody else that I really didn't, unlike Jada, I would have did it just because and ain't give a fuck if I hit him. And ain't give a fuck where the shit went, if the shit would have turned left and we all would have had to beat the shit out of everybody on stage. I'm just telling, like, if I didn't have enough love and respect for Jada. So that's really what this is about, and just understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like, he that nigga, I'm that nigga, but us, that ain't never gonna happen between us. Maybe some other niggas, yeah, cause they other niggas. But it's just like what you say, where Jada could go somewhere with all his jewelry on, don't get robbed. Juelz could go somewhere with all his jewelry on, not get robbed. Another nigga go to that same place, he gonna get robbed. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we them type of artists that get a different type of love and respect. Not everywhere, don't get it twisted, because we can get robbed too. All the way, don't ever get it fucked up. But I'm just saying, we are also them type of artists that get a different type of love and respect for the general public. And we have that same love and respect for each other. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I feel you. And I think it's really mature of you to say that you feel the Locks won. You know, because the thing is, it's like
they did.
Well,
it is.
And I feel they had.
If you don't listen to this conversation and feel like you got nothing but honesty from me, then it's like, if you could sit there and see how I answered that so easy, but think I was lying about something else, it just goes to show me the type of people you are as an individual and a fool. Like, cause it's like, I'm gonna tell you, you can shoot any shot. Was this prep? Did I tell you not to ask me anything before I came here?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope,
all right, then.
Not at all.
You keep going, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Right. And you know, because the thing is that you guys, Dipset kind of had its ups and downs in terms of breaking up, getting back together, beefing, coming back together. The Locks have been a group this whole time.
Yeah.
And
The Lox,
and that gives them somewhat of an advantage
edge.
over
I
your
felt like
situation.
that. I felt like they're more culturally a group than we are. I feel like
Yeah.
that. I feel like culturally they're more. I feel like we're individual superstars that just form Voltron when we get together. You know what I'm saying? Me, Jim, and Kim. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the Lox, you know, they're culturally more of a group. Their aesthetic is more of a group.
Right.
Like Jada and Styles have how many records where they go back to back, like line for line, not even a fucking verse for verse, but line for line. Like I think me and Cam may have one track like that. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying, so the camaraderie they have of playing as a team, as a unit, you know what I mean? We play as a team, as a unit, but it's a different way. You know how every team in basketball plays a different way?
Mm-hmm.
We just play a different way. You understand what I'm saying? I think they
they're like the Golden State Warriors. They've
they
always
play
been
more
together
sync.
forever.
Yeah.
You know.
We just trying to get buckets. We just trying to get buckets and look good and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean I feel it because I've interviewed
like that's how Harlem is. In the midst of being on the same team with your brother, like in Harlem, right? You could be my brother. We on the same team, but I'm trying, just as much as I'm on the same team as you, I'm trying to style on you too. That's the funny shit about Harlem, bro. I could be on the same team as you, but I'm still trying to style on you. Like, fuck these niggas. Like, so you'll go score a point. I'm on your same team though, but I'm trying to score a point better than you. When really we should be just worried about beating these niggas, but that's a Harlem thing though. That's a Harlem thing. That's a Harlem thing.
Yeah, no, listen, I feel you because I've interviewed Sheik and we even talked about how, not only has the Lox always stayed together, but they've never even publicly argued.
But I can honestly say the whole time that I have known about the Lox, you guys have always been good.
Salute.
There's never been a breakup. There's
Ever.
never been anyone talking bad about anyone ever.
Ever. Thank you. I need, Kiss always says it. We need more people to understand and give us a fucking award for that or something. Something needs to come soon or something, the Lox Award. If you make it this long and you still love your family and your brothers like that. I'm not talking about you, like you said, you left them and you got back together. Nah, man. We together on the regular. I talk to him on a regular.
I'm never.
And clearly there has been arguments. I mean, you take three men, they're going to argue, but they've never publicly argued.
Yo, they mean for that. They hard. They hard for that. They hard for that. And I know it's happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happened because it always happened. But for them to keep it the way they've kept it all these years makes it even more hard for me as it like to just like, oh nah, they hard for that. They hard for that.
Well, you got a new song right now called Whitney.
Whitney out now. Whitney out now. Whitney out now.
It samples "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. Yep, that's why I called it Whitney.
Uh-huh. I know that sample is
produced
expensive.
by the Heatmakers, of course. You know what I mean?
Right.
Legendary, so you already know what that's about.
Right. Now, I was going to say that sample sounded expensive when I heard it.
Yeah. Yo, Vlad, man, stop your shit, Vlad, for real, Vlad. Yo, Vlad, man.
I'm sorry. Wait, is that a bad comment? I mean,
no, you good.
It's a dope sample, but I'm assuming sampling Whitney Houston is probably kind of pricey. The biggest female artist of all time, essentially. I just figured it was pricey.
Yeah, I mean, I got
amp you up and nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and there was a video of you actually being in the studio with Lil Wayne working on Carter 4.
Yeah, I got to go meet up. That was actually the first time I seen my bro since I've been home.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we've been meaning to get up with each other and trying to get up with each other, but situations just ain't present itself. And we've talked on the phone, FaceTime for a mad long conversation, of course, but just that's the first time I got with my brother. You know what I'm saying? Got this I can't feel my face shit bumping on the street so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Had to get next to my man and just chop it up. That's my brother. Like I said, me and Wayne, we always gonna be brothers. We always gonna work on music together, just like we work on music not together. So, I never like saying what to expect from us. You know what I mean? Just expect us to be brothers, and you know what I mean, that's always it. I Can't Feel My Face, the new movement. We in the streets. I Can't Feel My Face. We done just turned this shit into a wave now. Now it's everything. It's a lifestyle right now. You know what I'm saying? We got the streets buzzing. I mean, my whole thing behind making my label and everything I'm doing, I Can't Feel My Face now, is because the foundation, the ground that it's been built on. It's like, it's a solid foundation. You know, when you hear that name, it's attached to fire. So that's my theory behind it. Everything you get coming from I Can't Feel My Face gonna be fire, nigga. Whether it's a keychain, whether it's a blunt, whether it's a socks, whatever it is, gonna be fire, nigga. An album, a song, I Can't Feel fire. You know what I mean? Got a bunch of artists underneath. So I'm just bossing up right now and just trying to capitalize off all the areas I wasn't capitalizing in before. And so that's where I'm at in life right now, Vlad. I mean, got a lot of good ventures. I'm working on a lot of good business opportunities. You know what I'm saying? We good. And I got another joint too, Benny the Butcher out too. Y'all go check that out. Me and Benny, same energy. I'm about to put out. You hear that one? Yeah, you know Flex.
No,
Flex called me.
I'm
So
a
you
Benny
missed it.
fan
You
too.
slipping. Flex called me out.
I'm slipping.
Flex called me out. You know, he been calling everybody out. That's like his new thing every week. He been calling everybody out, telling them to give you a song. So he called me out, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Juelz, I need a new song. So I had to send him something real quick. This was actually before the Whitney, so go check that out. Me and Benny, I got videos coming for both those. Me and Benny, me and Whitney. Right now the ball's rolling though. I'm dropping new music every other week. And
Dope.
Project coming out ASAP. Juelz, I'm in motion right now. I'm just in motion.
Dope.
Y'all might as well just pay attention. I'm in motion. I Can't Feel My Face. Streets on Fire. The Baby. You know what I mean? We looking for all babysitters. You heard? You want to be a babysitter, Vlad?
Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, don't worry.
Let's do it. Let's do
You know
it.
what I mean?
Okay. And this is your new weed line. This is your new weed line called I Can't Feel My Face.
Yeah. This is the actual bud part of the actual I Can't Feel My Face thing. The bud venture of it, side of it. Because like I said, it's a lot of different sides of this thing we building. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I Can't Feel My Face. We the hottest. It's the best shit out, Vlad. I'm telling you. If you smoke,
I want some.
I smoke. I come from an era of, like, I really smoke. Like, I wake up, you know, get to smoking. Like, it's like breakfast type of shit. Like, I've always been like that. Like, so I know good bud. Like, I haven't, you could ask the guys, like, the Wizzes, the Snoops, like, I haven't, like, you know how, you see how they kind of, like, made weed a part of their actual, like, what do you call it? Their
The image.
The image. Yeah. Me, I didn't really necessarily do that, but they know, everybody know, like, I'm really like that when it comes to this bud. That's how I was able to do this and make sure it was gas in this bag and it come out the way, because it's like I love weed. Like, I really do. Like, it was one of those things where even my probation officer, like, that's the one thing my wife would tell me, don't tell him you're going to smoke weed. I'm telling her, what are you going to do when you get on probation? Yes, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to do this. I'm smoking weed, yo. Who the fuck would know I'm smoking weed? Yep. I need the weed. I need the weed.
And I just want to say, I just want to say, you know, shout out to The Weeknd. And you don't have to co-sign this, but clearly his song, I Can't Feel My Face, had to come from you guys.
Of course.
No one else was saying it before. I'm saying.
A lot of stuff comes from, that's a fact, it did. And I could call his that's not even like I could call his manager, my man Cash. I don't know, they like family. Like, those are my bros from Toronto, you know what I'm saying? My man Cash, he kind of like the head CEO of that label, him and Sal, and you know, that's been my homie for years. You know what I mean? From before he even met Abel, which is The Weeknd. So after he met him, we've had our relationship, and like I said, that's my brother. But they definitely got that from the guy, your boy, yours truly. You know what I'm saying?
Last question before I let you go.
You gonna let me go?
We recently lost PNB Rock.
Yeah.
And since our last interview 9 years ago, we have lost more rappers in the last 9 years than probably the last 30 years before that. PNB Rock, Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, too many, Mo 3.
Too many.
Too many to count. And the PNB Rock thing really hits close to home because I live in LA. And I know where that Roscoe's is. As someone who has historically worn jewelry and, has been out and about, when you see a situation like that, he's with his baby mother having some chicken and waffles, and she ends up witnessing him dying right in front of her. Like the overall trauma of it and the sadness of it is just kind of incomprehensible. As someone who's worn jewelry and has lived this type of hip hop life, when you see something like that happen, what do you think?
Not worn, wears.
Wears, right? Exactly.
Nah, that shit is crazy, man. Like where we at in the world today, just especially the hip hop. Hip hop, they've been saying it for a minute. It's one of the dangerous jobs in the world. Now it's like really becoming the most dangerous job. It's seeming like. More and more. All I gotta do is say, be safe, man. Be careful. Try to figure out and know your surroundings. And if you don't gotta be there, don't be there. If there's any question in your mind, could or should something happen when you go there, you may not want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Just always constantly moving right, knowing that it's people always watching. You know what I'm saying? The things we doing. You know what I mean? So try to always, be a step up. A step of the people that's watching us, and whatever that means for everybody. I'm not here to put no blame on nobody. We all wrong. We all lack, certain days. And I don't know in his situation what the end all be all was for that to happen, but, people always got their 2 cents. It was this girl putting a picture. He put up a picture while he went to Roscoe's and the jewelry. It's so many things that you could put, you know what I mean? I'm sure he didn't wake up and want to lose his life that day. And that's all I could say. I know he didn't. I know his girl didn't wake up and want, I know his girl, I don't know none, but I'm sure his girl didn't wake up and want his man to lose his life that day. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I don't like to put my because us being big figures, when we put our 2 cents on these situations, sometimes it becomes more than just our 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? It becomes like floating out there and it dictates and kind of like alters people's train of thought. So I like to just keep it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to PNB Rock, all the people that lost their life to the shit that's going on. Like I say, we all know what we signed up for. We all know what it is out here. You just gotta be careful. And we know what we doing. Just be smart, be careful,
That's what it is.
Juelz,
man. 9 years since our last interview, 13 years since our first one.
Feeling down, smoke some, I can't feel my face.
Yep. I got to get some of that, man.
Oh, I got you.
Appreciate you coming in, man. You got to see what I did.
Vlad. Now I'm going to give you an opportunity because you asked all the questions, but I got to give you the opportunity. You know what I mean? I know. Why is everybody saying, I'm going to give you tell the world why people think Vlad is the police.
Why?
Yeah.
You want me to answer that?
No, I do not. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being because now I wouldn't have came if I did or I don't, and I don't give a fuck. I know how to do an interview without fucking. Just like if you go in a police station, you don't give this. So it's like, so I'm gonna let you see. I was giving the common sense for people that have common sense and wherever they thought. Now I'm giving you the chance to do the same thing in your area with the question that people have. Vlad, they saying you the fucking cops, my guy.
Well, I'll put it like this, man. When I got into hip hop, when I got into journalism, I was not looking up to the other hip hop outlets. You know what I mean? No offense to the Sways or the Flexes or the Angie Martinez. They're legends in what they do. But what I was looking at is 60 Minutes, 2020, like the real serious investigative journalists that really, when they sit down with someone, they're going to ask the tough questions and they're going to dig into the stories and so forth. That's who I looked up to. That's what I was trying to achieve with VladTV. So I'm going to ask a lot of the questions that a lot of the hip hop people are too scared to ask or too uncomfortable to ask because they want to be cool with the artists, want to be invited to the listening parties and so forth. I don't really give a shit about that. I really want to get the best story that I could possibly get. And I'm going to talk about all the shit they talked about in the music and their other interviews and so forth. And if they don't want to answer the question, boom, we go on to the next question.
And guess what? I agree with what you're saying, and that makes a lot of sense. But I wanted you to tell the world because we dealing with a world that don't always operate with a lot of common sense. So you see how like the questions you asked me, like I gave you, why would you do a video with this? Why would you go to the airport with this? Like I gave you the common sense answer. Same thing like this dumbass question. They saying why you the police, but at least
Right.
look, you gave them an answer that now they make a take and say, you know what? I understand that.
Right.
But whether they believe it or not, it's on them, right, Vlad? Same
Exactly.
shit with me. Guess what? Same
Exactly.
shit with me. We out this motherfucker. I can't feel
That's
my
what it
face.
is.
Y'all know what's up. Bow, get with us. We in motion, nigga.
Peace.